Hello there. I'm Mark Robbins. At the Pac-12 Football Media Day, Commissioner George Kliavkoff speaks about protecting and preserving his conference after UCLA and USC announced their departure for the Big Ten in 2024.
I've been spending 4 weeks trying to defend against grenades that have been lobbed in from every corner of the Big 12, trying to destabilize our remaining conference. And I understand why they're doing it. When you look at the relative media value between the two conferences, I get it. I get why they're scared. I get why they're trying to destabilize us. But I was just tired of that.
That's Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff. Speaking of the Pac-12 and UCLA, athletic manufacturer Under Armour agreeing to pay the Bruins $67.5 million to settle the school's lawsuit as Under Armour wants to break a 15-year, $280 million deal. NFL training camp news, Tampa Bay Bucks head coach Todd Bowles says center Ryan Jensen could miss a couple of months after suffering a knee injury in practice. That happened on Thursday.
When you're trying to hire, all that searching, screening, and interviewing can become its own job. You need Indeed, the end-to-end hiring solution that makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Alondra Villarreal. And Mr. Toby Tomlin. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Oh, how could you not be in an amazing mood? LSU baseball, LSU football, both rolling today. Theriot 1 hour from right now. Alondra, what were you doing there? I'm curious.
I changed my drop.
So what was that?
It was Set It Off by Audio Slave.
Okay, look at you. Usually we go like with a liner, but you're choosing to go music.
I don't know.
On top of music, on top of music.
I mean, I just don't know what else.
Yeah,
there's nothing that says my name, you
Doesn't
know?
matter. Like Muso's Barbie Girl, I'll figure something out for you.
Okay, great.
Don't sweat it. I got you covered. And on this day when Selena's family released new music, did you see that?
I didn't see that.
27 years after Selena's death, her family released new Selena music. I would have never paid any attention to that whatsoever, other than the fact that you played a Selena drop and I thought it was Selena Gomez. All right. Paul Skenes is going to be here in 15 minutes. If you haven't heard yet, just massive news for LSU baseball. Paul Skenes was the highest rated remaining transfer in the market. 2 years at Air Force. He was a freshman All-America a year ago where he hit 400. He's a two-way player. Hit 400 and was their closer. And then this year was an All-American where he hit over 300, 13 bombs, and had a 2.73 ERA as a starting pitcher. Dude is one of the top prospects in next year's draft, maybe as high as number 2 right after Dylan Cruz. So Paul Skenes announced that he is committed to LSU. He's going to be with us here in 11 minutes from right now to talk about it. And I think LSU will have its most, I'm going to say this, and it's a mouthful. I think next year LSU will have its most talented baseball roster ever. I'm not saying it's going to be the best team ever. I'm not saying they're going to win the national championship. There's great teams that come every year that don't win the Natty. The last 2 years, Tennessee this year, Arkansas 2 seasons ago, best teams that did not win it. I think in the history of LSU baseball, you will have more All-American. You will have the most All-Americans ever on a team next year. And I think more big leaguers than any team in LSU history. Time will tell on that. But Incredible. We'll talk to Paul Skenes in 10 minutes. And the good news kept coming on Friday. Just minutes before we came on air, LSU got the fantastic news that Tyree Adams, a 4-star offensive lineman out of St. Aug in New Orleans, has committed to the Tigers. That is just massive news for so many reasons. Tyree Adams committed via Twitter. Apparently, he told the coaching staff. His primary recruiters were offensive line coach Brad Davis and running backs coach Frank Wilson, who, of course, has deep ties to the city of New Orleans and St. Aug. So a massive, massive get. We'll run through Tyree Adams, the player, first, and then we'll go through why I think this is so significant. So, 4-star offensive lineman. He's a top 200 prospect nationally, number 196 in the 247 composite. The 20th best offensive tackle in the entire country, the 13th best player in the state of Louisiana. 6'5", 285. He is a big, athletic, physical offensive lineman from the state of Louisiana that had offers from Georgia and Florida and Alabama and Ole Miss, and he picked the home state Tigers. Part of the reason when he told 247 was it's the home team, and they made me feel at home, even though I wasn't. They're going the right direction, and I trust what Coach Kelly is doing. That's a quote from Tyree Adams to Steve Wiltfong at 247 Sports. Y'all, one of the things we talked about with LSU's first recruiting class under Brian Kelly, which was a hodgepodge, right? It had to be. He came in so late in the process, and he just had to get a roster. It included 15 transfers. And so many of the high school commitments were from out of the state because they had to lean into the relationships that they had already pre-existing. The question that I've had, and the freak out from 6 weeks ago that a lot of LSU fans had when Derek Williams committed to Texas, and we knew Arch Manning was going out of state, which he's going to Texas as well. And, of course, we've seen Eli Holstein go to Bama. You've seen a lot of the highest-ranked players in Louisiana commit out of state. And the reason, in part, for, if you want to put it this way, the freak out was the best players in state were getting away. And even when you look at the 2023 class, 4 players from Georgia, 2 from Texas, 1 from California, 1 from Florida, 1 from Indiana, Maryland, Minnesota, Missouri, Nevada. You're recruiting a national class. Of all of your commitments right now, and you got 17 of them, only 4 are from Louisiana. Typically, half or more of your class you want to be from Louisiana. But as we've said, that's going to take time for Brian Kelly and his staff to build those relationships to keep the best players in state. But it's got to start. You got to see that turnaround start with this class in 2023. There's some guys you just knew you weren't going to get. Like you knew you weren't going to get Eli Holstein. Not to say they're not going to keep recruiting him. You knew that you weren't going to get Arch Manning. It doesn't mean you stop recruiting him. We'll see how they do. But mostly, you've got to be able to start turning that tide, no pun intended, but to where you're keeping the best players at home in state. So the reason why getting Tyree Adams committed is so significant is because it checks so many boxes for LSU and for Brian Kelly. Number one, it's a gigantic position of need. You out of necessity, had to go into the transfer portal this year to add offensive linemen. You added 2 and tried to get a third. You thought you were going to get Tyler Steen from Vanderbilt, but he picked Bama. But you added Miles Frazier. You added Tremont Shorts. You're probably going to have a true freshman starting at left tackle. And you got to start building up depth there on the offensive line. So, obviously, O-line, huge position of need. That's number one. Number 2, when we talk about offensive line and we talk about Brian Kelly, what are the positions that we've talked about it so much, that he is most known for producing at the next level? Tight end, offensive line. That's what we talk about all the time with Brian Kelly. You go look at his time at Notre Dame, and it was one offensive line, big-time prospect after another when you go look through it. Robert Hainsey, who was a second-round pick of Tampa, who might be their starting center now with Ryan Jensen's injury. Liam Eichenberg was a second-round pick of the Miami Dolphins. I mean, you run through the list of the years, and you all, Mike McGlinchey, who went to the 49ers. I mean, you know this list. If it's Zach Martin, or Nick Martin, excuse me, Ronnie Stanley. I mean, Chris Watt, a huge, long list. Zach Martin, like we talked about, a long, long, long list of really good offensive linemen who have gone on to the next level, who are high draft picks under Brian Kelly. He's produced great offensive linemen. So you're convincing an in-state kid. Boom, Brian Kelly, great at offensive line. You got one. Also, I mentioned the lead recruiters for Tyree Adams, Brad Davis, Frank Wilson, two Louisiana guys, and namely Frank Wilson, who is high school football royalty in the city of New Orleans, going into St. Aug and getting a big offensive lineman to commit in the class of 2023. It's the reason. Look, Frank's a great coach. I'm not in any way being dismissive. You ask any of the guys that played running back for him, from Darrell Williams and Leonard Fournette and Darius Geis and all the guys that came through here, Nick Brissett, they'll all tell you how great of a running backs coach Frank is, and nobody's denying that. I mean, he's went on to be a head coach, and he's awesome. But the reason Brian Kelly had to get Frank Wilson here was to recruit New Orleans. And boom, right off the bat, you get a big-time prospect out of Aug. And then you're talking about a Louisiana prospect who had major offers. It's not just taking a kid from Louisiana. It's a kid from Louisiana who had offers from the defending national champion Georgia Bulldogs, who had an offer from Florida, where you've got Billy Napier and Corey Raymond and guys, and Jabbar Jalouk, guys with ties to the state who are in Gainesville trying to pull kids away. And you're able to keep that kid home. That's just massive. It's a massive win on so many levels. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you that I think Tyree Adams is going to be the greatest offensive lineman in history, but what this symbolizes is it checks all the boxes of what they're trying to do to build this program. So fantastic news for LSU to kick off a Friday, as they've gotten their now 17th commitment for the class of 2023, the fourth from the state of Louisiana, and it's a big offensive lineman from New Orleans, Tyree Adams. We'll tell you much more about him as we learn more. All right, it's after further review. As we mentioned, baseball got a massive, massive get on Thursday night when Paul Skenes picked the Tigers. Paul Skenes is going to join us when we come back after the break on AFR.
AFR.
Friday's here, y'all, and it is National Wing Day. That's where our guy, Stevie Levy, the king of the wing, is extending the Pluckers anniversary specials to today for National Chicken Wing Day as well. That's $1 wings and $2 Bud Lights. $1 wings, $2 Bud Lights all day today at Pluckers. Nicholson, just south of campus. Bluebonnet, right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. Old habits die hard. 28 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings. Find the new flavors and find your favorite flavor today at Pluckers. Dine-in, carry-out, or delivery via Uber Eats or DoorDash. But, man, it's a great opportunity to get in to take advantage of the great National Wing Day specials today at Pluckers. Either location. Eat wings, drink beer, watch sports on TV. Just set up shop and make Pluckers your home now throughout the rest of the summer and all throughout football season. It's Pluckers. Dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Nicholson, just south of campus. Bluebonnet, right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. Pluckers, if you don't like our wings. We'll give you the bird.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you. Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology? You want to go to the place that has not one, but 2 NMEA-certified techs. Family-owned and operated by the Sherman family for 30 years, Front-to-Back is the answer in Baton Rouge for all of your custom boat needs. So head to fronttobackboatservice.com or find them on Facebook, Front-to-Back Boat Service.
My own people call me an Uncle Tom. I play music. Been wined and dined by royalty. Trying to bring people together. All people. But regardless of all that kind of stuff, I'm still Louis Armstrong.
Here's the man you're waiting for, the king of jazz, Louis Satchmo Armstrong.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, Theriot, in about 45 minutes from right now. Jay Johnson keeps on rolling. By now, you know Paul Skenes has committed to LSU. Tigers have formally now announced 5 transfers. So the big question remaining was Carter Young. LSU has announced Carter Young is part of this class, so he apparently has given them his word. He will be here and will forego signing after the draft. Paul Skenes, good enough to join us now for a couple of minutes on AFR. Hey, Paul, thanks for the time, man. How are you? Try it again there. Hey there, Paul. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. You got me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. Thanks, man. How many interviews is this for you over the last 16 hours or so?
Oh, I mean, probably like 2 or 3. It's not too bad right now.
Are you getting a bunch more requests?
A few, yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine so, man. Welcome to Baton Rouge. Hey, did you visit LSU before or after you went with Team USA?
It was after. It was actually a few days ago.
Okay, so you were just here. What was the experience like?
It was really cool. Obviously, there aren't a ton of players on campus. Met some of the freshmen, but yeah, it was cool. I got to go around with Coach Jay Johnson, Coach Wes Johnson, and Coach Jordan, and see the campus, see the facilities, talk about baseball with them, and talk about what their plan is for me as the next step over the next year. But it was just a really cool experience.
It's not your first time to Baton Rouge. I think a lot of people may remember Air Force opened up at LSU a year ago. It was a round robin sort of deal. You all played 2 games here. How did your recollections of playing here match with coming on your visit?
I mean, it was pretty much spot on. It was cool to play in Baton Rouge at the box, and I mean, of course, that was my first college series ever, so I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and just trying to enjoy it. But yeah, it was really cool to experience that the first time around, and I think 2 years later it'll be really cool to experience that every weekend.
Yeah, you. So that was your first ever college game. Do you remember how the first game of the 2 went?
We lost the first game, and then we won the second one.
Do you remember how you did?
It was pretty bad.
Paul, I remember you closed out the win. You did give up a homer to Dylan Cruz. No crime there. But you were 0 for 8 with 5 Ks on the weekend. It's like, well, Jaden Hill got you in that first game. Like, welcome to college baseball, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It obviously got much better. Freshman All-America, you win the John Olerud Award this year, and All-American as well. I think there's one very obvious question that everybody wants to know is role. You caught you pitched, you hit, you played first base. When you talked to Jay Johnson, what were those conversations like about how they plan to use you next year?
I think our needs and our wants kind of aligned. I want to be a rotation guy, and I went into the portal doing that or knowing that. And then I wanted to hit and play a position. I didn't know that it would be catcher just because of how tough that is on my body and how tough it was over the last year to balance the two. But I talked with him, and he wants me to work to be a rotation guy and play first base, and see how corner outfield treats me as well. So
you definitely want to hit when you're not pitching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you DH'd before?
Yeah, I did it this year. I would start on Fridays, DH on Saturdays, and then catch on Sundays.
Man, that's incredible. Paul Skenes is our guest. So I went back and kind of looked up your whole bio and everything, and you're a California guy from El Toro High School. By the way, Nolan Arenado and Matt Chapman went to your high school. Like, are y'all a baseball factory?
Yeah. I think that's how a lot of Southern California is, though. So
that makes sense. So like you get the Shohei Ohtani comp all the time, I'm guessing, right? I mean, do you envision yourself? I don't want to say like as the best player in the world right now, but as someone who hopes to do that, if that door is open for you at the next level?
Yeah, I think it's really cool what he's doing in pro ball, not just in pro ball, but in the major leagues right now. I think he's opening a lot of doors for two-way players, and so I think he's helping to provide that opportunity to two-way players. Hoping to do that in the draft and in pro ball. So I'm going to do it as long as I can.
Shoot, man, you keep hitting 300 with double-digit bombs at the college level. You can keep swinging away. Paul Skenes is our guest. So go back, though. So when just kind of fill in the blanks for us. So you're coming out of high school. I'm assuming you were already as big as you are. You go to Air Force. What led you to Air Force and not bigger baseball programs coming out of the sort of self-proclaimed baseball factory that you're at there in El Toro?
Yeah, so I have family who's in the military.
Nice.
Two of my uncles went to the Naval Academy, and then my mom's other brother is teaching currently at the Coast Guard Academy. So I had always wanted to go to the Naval Academy. I always wanted to serve. And then, at some point during my high school career, I kind of realized that I was going to be able to play baseball at the next level. And so I started, seeking out those opportunities. I went to a recruiting camp at Air Force, went to a recruiting camp at Navy. And frankly, I wasn't really interested in any other place. Just because I knew that I wanted to serve and, develop as a man, a leader. And overall, just serve the country. So never really engaged the thought of going to anywhere besides a service academy. And so I committed to Air Force out of high school.
So clearly you went and had two incredible college baseball seasons. I mean, you're easily a first-round prospect in 2023. So the allure of professional baseball is clearly shown too bright. How difficult was it to leave Air Force?
It was hard.
Yeah.
I think I realized at some point during the year that it might be something that I kind of need to do to achieve my goals of playing professional baseball and having a career in the big leagues. So it was tough to talk to my teammates and get their perspectives on it. But the cool thing for me was that I have their support. Everyone I talked to basically told me that they supported me. They didn't want to lose me, but I still keep in contact with them, and I think I will continue to keep in contact with them. Because they're family to me, and I just want to come to LSU and continue to represent the Air Force Academy in a positive way.
Hey, Paul, is service something you may want to do whenever your playing career is done, whenever that is? It's something you may revisit?
Yeah, I think part of what went into this decision for me was that, frankly, like you can serve whenever you want, as long as you're eligible, basically. but really, like, you only have one shot to play professional baseball. It's a tight window to make it all work. And so, I had to pursue that. And then whenever everything is all said and done, I think the plan right now is to serve in some capacity.
Paul Skenes with us for a couple more minutes. Okay, let's talk a little ball. How much better would your numbers have been at Air Force if you didn't have to play in the snow?
Oh, man. We had a couple snow games. It probably wasn't as bad as everybody thinks, but that was the biggest adjustment for me coming out of Southern California.
I can guarantee you will never play a snow game at LSU. You will get rainouts, and you will get some cold games in February, surprisingly, with the wind coming off the Mississippi, as you probably experienced when you were here last year. But you will not have to mess with snow. What did Jay Johnson I'll ask you about Wes Johnson in a second. What did Jay Johnson specifically talk to you about how he would offensively help develop you this year?
I think it's pretty straightforward for me. My plan is going to be to strike out less, walk more, and hit more home runs. I think it's a pretty straightforward plan, and I just need to work to accomplish that. And so I'm really just looking forward to working and seeing how that works out.
I freaking love that, dude. It's such a simple game. Strike out less, walk more, hit more home runs. What about Wes Johnson? Obviously, I would imagine him just coming off a big league bench to join LSU had to be somewhat of a tug. But what were those conversations like with him about developing you for the next level?
It was really cool. It fired me up to talk to him, and I'm fired up to work with him. I've been texting him and calling him over the past 3 days, pretty regularly. Asking him questions and just picking his brain. But yeah, while I was at LSU, it was, I talked to him for a while each day, just about pitching, what his plans are for me. I want to strike out more guys and throw harder. I want to achieve more of the allure of pitching, I guess. I think he'll help me to accomplish that. But I think just talking to him was really cool to pick his brain.
When did you commit on your visit, or did you call Jay yesterday to let him know?
I called him yesterday.
Yeah.
I had one more visit after.
What was his reaction?
He was fired up. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
He's a dude that can get pretty fired up, man. That's I'm sure you can tell a lot of LSU fans are following suit as well. It's going to be a really, really great group. I know you got to know Dylan and Trey a little bit with Team USA this year, but you'll be teammates next year in Baton Rouge. When do you get to campus?
I'm not sure yet. It'll be mid-August. I know that. Probably a few days before school starts.
Okay. All right. So not during the summer. Yeah, not during the summer. Okay. Paul Skenes, man, look, there's a lot of people here fired up. It's going to be a hell of a season, and a lot of people are excited to watch you wear the purple and gold, man. Have a great summer. Best of luck. We'll talk to you when you get here in the fall, man.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
That is our pleasure. That's Paul Skenes. Impressive dude. I mean, look, you don't go to a service academy and not be an impressive human being. So I thought that was very that of all the things he said there, I mean, obviously the basic thing, look, I want to strike out less, walk more, and hit more homers. I want to get my velo up and strike out more batters and walk fewer batters. I mean, pretty simple game when you break it down like that. But of all the things, hearing him say how much he always just wanted to serve. I mean, my assumption comes out of a really great baseball. I mean, this is clearly incorrect, but this would have been my assumption. Comes out of a baseball factory, wants to play at the next level, doesn't have top-tier offers, goes to Air Force, really develops when he's there, and now has an opportunity at pro ball. That wasn't the case at all, clearly. He said he always wanted to go to an academy, never even considered anywhere else because he comes from a military family. But as he was going through these last 2 years, it became very clear. I mean, I think Baseball America has him as the number 2 prospect in next year's draft. It's one of the services, has him as like the number 2 prospect behind Dylan Cruz. So that's what you're talking about. What an incredible roster this is going to be. It's just, Jay Johnson's going to have some tough decisions to make, which there isn't going to be a wrong answer. But like, I'll put it to you this way, and we'll talk about this when Theriot's here next hour. But the guy who might well be the odd man out is Braden Jobert. Dude hit 19 bombs for LSU this season. wrap your head around that. Braden Joubert hit 19 homers for LSU. He may be the odd man out. Who are you going to bench? You going to bench Paul Skenes? You going to bench Tommy White? I mean, what do you do? You going to bench Trey Morgan? So you got to find a way to get all these bats in the lineup. I mean, fall ball is going to be hella competitive, y'all. Find out who's gonna win these at bats. So, but also said there that catching is not going to be in his future, and rightfully so. He's 6'6". Catching is brutal on the body. And look, they got Brady Neal, Bear Jones on campus along with Milazzo and Travinski back. You get 4 options there. There's no need to put Skenes to that if he's going to be part of your rotation and looking at as a big league prospect as a two-way guy. So exciting times, man. Okay, it's after further review. Quick break. We'll go around the SEC. I do want to get to some Saints training camp stuff. Day 3 today. No Taysom Hill. Has a rib injury. Doesn't sound serious, but we'll let you hear some of what Dennis Allen had to say. Also, Pac-12 Media Days. Their commissioner, George Klavikov, teed off on the Big 12. You'll hear that next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Earlier today, I was driving down Jefferson Highway. Came up to a red light, looked in my rearview mirror. Big yellow van with a giant clock on the side. River City's 1 hour air. Tell you all the time. Just when you're driving, just pay attention to it. You will start to notice how many of those vehicles you see all over town because they have an enormous fleet because they service thousands of Baton Rouge residents over the year. It's River City's 1 hour air. 752-0001, 752-0001. Go read the reviews. I encourage you to do that all the time. Go read the reviews. There's a reason they have more than double the amount of 5-star reviews as the next closest competitor because they've been around for 40 years. And when you've been doing it for 40 years and treating people right for 40 years and doing exceptional work for 40 years, you tend to make a lot of people happy. And that's River City's 1 hour air. We're coming up on the weekend, y'all. Remember, nights, holidays, weekends, they'll always come out and they'll never charge you extra to come out. It's River City's 1 hour air. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
For over 53 years, customers have been heading to Happy Town for the Corval Toyota experience. Why? Because they choose to get an outstanding price and amazing customer service. Want the same and get treated like family? Then Corval Toyota in Opelousas is the dealership for you. Corval vehicles have been cruising around Acadiana for 5 decades. Corval Toyota is here to stay, and we want to keep you rolling. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Thanks again to Paul Skenes for joining us. Air Force Academy transfer. He'll join the LSU baseball team. Jay Johnson and the Tigers today did formally announce 5 additions. The one question that kind of was lingering was Carter Young, the infielder from Vanderbilt. He was a 17th round pick. Apparently, he has given his word he is going to be an LSU Tiger. So your infield is going to be some combination of Carter Young, Jordan Thompson, and Gavin Guidry. They'll battle it out in fall ball and see who wins, who ends up short, second, and third. So you're good there. I'm sure they're going to look for a utility guy that can play backup. Gavin Dugas, I know they're going to work a lot with Gavin Dugas at second base this offseason to see if he can be an option there as well for them. Listen, you heard Paul Skenes say he's going to take reps at first base. Tommy White played first base. A lot of you don't want to hear this, but Trey Morgan is not going to be planted at first base every single game this year. I'm not saying he's not going to play any first base. What I'm telling you is he's going to go play some outfield this year for certain. But look, Jay Johnson will have to figure that out as the season goes along, but it's a really good problem to have. We'll go around the SEC in just a quick second. The Pac-12 Media Days today, of course, George Klavikov, who is the Pac-12 commissioner, he took over a mess, just barely on the job, and USC, UCLA announced they're headed to the Big Ten. So this was the first extensive comments that the Pac-12 commissioners made since that announcement that his league was getting raided by the Big Ten. And interestingly enough, what he kind of talked about was actually the Big 12, not the Big 10, because the Big 10, of course, has added USC, UCLA, but apparently the Big 12 has been the one trying to continue to poach the Pac-12 while it's been weakened. Here's what Klavikov had to say today about the Big 12.
We've had 2 board meetings a week for the last 4 weeks, and looking my colleagues in the eye and understanding their commitment and that their first priority is making sure that the Pac-12 survives and thrives and grows and is successful. They're committed to the conference, and I think the best thing to do is to ask them about it. And with respect to the Big 12 being open for business, I appreciate that. We haven't decided if we're going shopping there yet or not.
If you remember, the Big 12 commissioner, Brett Yormark, at Big 12 Media Day said the Big 12 is open for business. And there you have Klavikov saying, I can appreciate that. We haven't decided if we're going shopping there yet or not. Essentially flipping it. Because what Yormark said is, hey, we're open for business. Like, we're looking to add schools. If anybody basically say, hey, anybody in the Pac-12, you want to jump while the ship's sinking, we're willing to take you. And what Klavikov said today is, yeah, you're open for business? Yeah, we're not sure if we want to shop there, meaning, like, we're not taking any of your schools. He essentially flipped it. So, and he continued about the Pac-12 and the Big 12.
That remark was a reflection of the fact that I've been spending 4 weeks trying to defend against grenades that have been lobbed in from every corner of the Big 12, trying to destabilize our remaining conference. And I understand why they're doing it. When you look at the relative media value between the two conferences, I get it. I get why they're scared. I get why they're trying to destabilize us. But I was just tired of that. And yeah, that's probably not the most collegial thing I've ever said.
He essentially just, those bumper stickers? Oh, God, Theriot. There's bumper stickers on the back of cars, and it's got, like, Calvin taking a pee on something. What just happened was George Klavikov basically just unzipped and took a pee right on the Big 12. That's what he did today, he verbally urinated on the Big 12. And I'm here for it, y'all. I am all about press conferences, media availability, sounding more like a WWE stand-up, a boxing or MMA press conference. I am here for it. It creates drama. It's way more entertaining. I don't need collegiality. I need people being honest. And that's what that was today, and good for Klavikov. By the way, I would argue that of all the schools, all of the properties remaining, remember this. This isn't even my opinion. We shared this with you from Front Office Sports whenever the USC and UCLA left. The 4 biggest properties remaining in the Pac-12, Oregon, Washington, and the Arizona schools. I think maybe they threw in Utah as well. Their collective average annual value of just those schools is the same as the entire remaining Big 12. Because what is appealing about what's in the Big 12? Lubbock, Waco, Manhattan, Lawrence, Kansas. Manhattan, Kansas. Lawrence, Kansas. There's nothing appealing. Houston. The Cougars? There's more LSU fans in Houston than Houston fans. UCF? You think Orlando is a Golden Knights town? Get out of here. I mean, Kliavkoff actually has a leg to stand on. His league hasn't been competitive, but I mean, as far as value, the remaining teams in the Pac-12 have more value than whatever hodgepodge the Big 12 is. And keep that one close by. The plot thickens. All right, we're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. We'll go around the SEC in just a second. Theriot's here in less than 20 minutes. Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020. Remember, eye care, eyewear, eye surgery. Before you go back to school, you can schedule the whole family's eye exams at the Williamson Eye Center. They got locations all over the greater Baton Rouge area. WilliamsonEYE.com. Of course, if you do wear contacts or glasses, you can get those at the Eye Center at any of the Williamson Eye Center locations. But if you want to ditch the contacts and glasses forever, the Williamson Eye Center can help you do it like they did for me. I had LASIK 4 years ago, coming up on 4 years in September, and still seeing better than 20/20. Could not be more thrilled. The same they could do for you. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEYE.com. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Florida Gators.
Florida four-star wide receiver Aiden Mizell out of Orlando. He has committed to the Gators, 6'2", 180. Picked Florida over Bama, Georgia, and Tennessee. He's the number 72 overall player in the country. He is now Florida's highest-rated commitment for this class. Mizell pushes the program to 14th in the 247 composite team rankings.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs.
The Pirate got a commit from three-star linebacker Tobias Hinton. He's out of the state of Mississippi from Hattiesburg, as a matter of fact. He's the number 457 overall recruit in the country, the 7th best player from the state of Mississippi for 2023. He's the 10th commitment for the Bulldogs this recruiting cycle. They're ranked currently 58th in the country. He is the second highest-rated player for Mike Leach's recruiting class.
The Auburn Tigers.
Brian Harsin has added another NFL assistant to his staff, a New York Giants scout, Cole Brown. He has joined Auburn staff as the Assistant Director of Player Personnel. Brown was chosen by the new Auburn GM, Drew Fabianach, who spent the last 18 years with the Dallas Cowboys. Brown is a former quarterback and student assistant at Chattanooga. He was also Michigan State's Player Personnel Coordinator in 2020.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
And Kentucky football has added Eastern Illinois to its 2028 non-conference schedule. Not that you should care about that in any way other than the fact that this means they're still scheduling crappy FCS opponents all the way out through 2028. So maybe if there is a schedule format change, we'll ditch these games, but it doesn't appear to be right now. Game will be played September the 30th. Kentucky's going to pay Eastern Illinois $650K to take their whooping. The third confirmed non-conference opponent for Kentucky in 2028 with a game at Toledo and a home game against Louisville. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal, and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales, service after the sale. If you need office equipment, you need Gulf Coast Office Products. GCOPnet.com. The official office equipment provider of the LSU Tigers, the New Orleans Saints, the New Orleans Pelicans, and the ULL Ragin' Cajuns. It's Gulf Coast Office Products. All right, it's after further review. Alondra will have Tigers in the pros when we come back next. Theriot in 15 minutes from right now. We'll talk some Saints training camp, LSU football and baseball, each with commits. I'll ask Theriot if this is LSU's most talented baseball roster ever. We'll get into that conversation next hour. Glad to have you aboard with us here. It's AFR.
AFR.
You know, as the weekend is upon us, if you're out and about enjoying the weekend, maybe by the pool or yard games, whatever it may be, and you have bumps and bruises and aches and pains and scrapes and breaks and strains, you need a doctor, you can always go see our friends at the Baton Rouge General. Their express care locations are all over the greater Baton Rouge area. Dutchtown, right next to Dutchtown High School, on Highland, just through the south gates of LSU, and on Nicholson, directly across from Tiger Stadium. It's walk-in urgent care 7 days a week. And if you need something a little more serious, emergency rooms all over the greater Baton Rouge area as well. At the Baton Rouge General, their Mid-City ER reopened amid COVID and has remained open. Of course, their Bluebonnet campus and the Ascension Neighborhood Hospital. Learn more about the emergency care. Just scroll down at brgeneral.org, see the emergency room tab, and you can see all of what they service there at brgeneral.org. brgeneral.org for the Baton Rouge General Hospital, brgeneral.org.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, wrapping up hour number one. Theriot will be in studio in about 12 minutes from right now. Right now, though, Alondra has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
All right, I have some good news and some bad news. Which one do you want first?
Well, is this good or bad news subjective? I mean,
I guess it's subjective.
Good news good to you, but bad to others, and vice versa?
It's subjective. It's good news to me.
All right,
and bad news
give
to
me the good news.
Okay.
What is the good news
The
to
good
you?
news
Yes,
is Texans rookie and former LSU cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. is on track to join the team in the lineup for their Week 1 home game against the Colts.
Well, that is very fantastic news.
I think so, too.
I am excited to hear that. I'm
Yes.
not in any way surprised. We watched him work out at Pro Day, which alleviated so many questions that people had around Stingley before the draft. So yeah, he should be good to go.
Yeah.
Good. That's great. I'm
All right.
very glad to hear that.
Yes. The bad news.
Yes, the bad news.
Jamal Adams with the Seahawks broke his finger at practice on Wednesday and will be out for a week. I guess that's kind of bad news, but I mean, a week is not that bad, but
Because of a broken finger?
because of a broken finger, his middle finger, he broke it.
I'll tell you what.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, actually, this finger right here, this knuckle is very swollen still. Because the first week of practice my senior year, this isn't a Glory Days story, but I broke it and it was pointing like that, like an L. Yeah.
That's nasty.
They set it, and my whole senior year, I just wore a pad on it. It was back at practice the next day.
Yeah.
So Jamal Adams, suck it up.
Yeah, I agree.
Get back out there.
It's a broken
What
finger.
are you talking about, man? You're a safety.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, spit on it, rub some dirt on it.
Toughen
Get back
up.
out there. Get back out there.
All right, I have more good news.
I mean, Marcus Davenport cut off his finger.
and he's still playing.
Still out there. Come on.
All right, I have more good news.
All right.
Josh Smith started for the Rangers last night in their win over the Angels.
Are you not aware of the Calico thing?
I am aware of it.
You're
I'm
just blowing right through it?
Yeah. Am I supposed to just let you do it
Yep,
and I pause?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's try it again.
All right.
Josh Smith started for the Rangers.
There it is.
He started for the Rangers last night
Yeah,
in
he
their
did.
win over the Angels. He went 1 for 3 with 1 run. The Rangers won 2-0. So Josh had half the runs that game.
I'll tell you what. Those Calico Bears, Alondra, productive. Do you know?
Very productive.
Fun fact. There has never been an LSU baseball team win a national championship without a Catholic High alum on the baseball team.
I did not know that, but that's pretty
Every
interesting.
single one.
All right.
You know how many Catholic High alums are on the LSU baseball team?
No,
next
tell
year?
me.
None.
Oh, my gosh.
So
We might break a streak.
Might. Or maybe Jay Johnson should go
Who knows?
recruit one just to have
Just
one
to
hanging
do it,
around in
yeah.
the bullpen or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Just in case.
All right. I have a Curtis Thompson update since I did not have one yesterday.
All right.
So yesterday he finished tied for 53rd at 2 under. And today, during his second round, he hit 10 of 18 greens and finished the round tied for 88 at 1 under.
See, this is the content we need while Musso hates Curtis Thompson. What's the tournament, by the way, that he's playing?
It is the Rocket Mortgage Open.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Good job, Curtis.
Attaboy.
Better job, Alondra, actually doing the Curtis
you.
Thompson story since Musso never does because he hates
He hates
Curtis.
him.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I don't get it.
Yeah, those are your Tigers in the pros.
Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. They're online at lmfj.com. That's lmfj.com. 2 locations in Baton Rouge, corporate in Bocage, and in the Mall of Louisiana. Actually, you know where they are in the mall, but you're in the food court area. They're on the first floor, just like right there in that big atrium. You can't miss them. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge goes to get engaged. Style, shape, so many different things go into the decision of buying a diamond. And at Lee Michaels, they have all of the knowledge, the experience, and the most gorgeous diamonds that you'll find anywhere at the best price. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. That's lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here on a Friday edition of AFR. Theriot is going to be in studio coming up right after SportsCenter. Quick reminder about LSU Daily. It's a podcast that yours truly puts out. If you love LSU content, you want it in about 20-minute doses or so, subscribe up. We drop that at 6 a.m. every single weekday. So however you get your podcast, iTunes, Spotify, search LSU Daily. Do us a favor, please subscribe. We would appreciate that greatly. All right, it's after further review. Saints are back on the practice field today. I know Taysom Hill apparently got hit in the ribs, a little rib injury, so he was not on the practice field. I'm good with it. We'll talk more about it coming up. We'll get you a Saints camp report. But I'm at a point where I don't value veterans at training camp battling through injuries. Training camp is for young guys trying to win a job. And I'm okay with veteran players not participating and holding themselves out when need be. So we'll talk more about it as we go along. All right, hour number 2 coming up right after SportsCenter.
AFR.
Hey, remember, our friends over at Michelli Weighing and Measurement, they are hiring. So get to the website at Michelli.com, especially if you're here in Louisiana. The New Orleans Harahan location, the Baton Rouge location, and the Lake Charles locations are all hiring. So you can check out the website at Michelli.com. Go to the careers tab right there at the top, and you'll see right there all the different jobs that are available. Just hit apply now, and you'll see what jobs are available. Fill out some information, select what you're trying to apply for. I mean, there's a great benefit to working at Michelli. Locally owned and operated for 75 years. Isn't it something in this economy when you have a company that's still expanding, growing, locally owned, valuing people? That's Michelli Weighing and Measurement. ISO 17025 accreditation is available for a list of all their products and services. Get onto the website at Michelli.com. That's Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com. Online, again, at Michelli.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new 2021 Jeep Wranglers and Jeep Gladiators on our lot now with $5,000 off MSRP. And all new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
This is SportsCenter.
Hello there. I'm Mark Robbins. It's football media day for the Pac-12. The conference is boasting about the schools remaining in the league in the wake of the UCLA and USC announced departures in 2024. And with that cohesiveness, Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff says his league is in a good spot as it starts negotiating its next media rights deal.
We already have significant interest from potential partners including both incumbents and new traditional television, and most importantly, digital media partners. This interest is driven by the strength of our school's brands and markets, and a recognition of our continued leadership position in college football across the Western and Mountain time zones.
That's Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff. In some NFL training camp news, Tampa Bay Bucks head coach Todd Bowles says center Ryan Jensen could miss a couple of months after suffering a knee injury on Thursday. And in the Saints camp, head coach Dennis Allen says tight end / quarterback Taysom Hill will be out for, quote, a little bit after suffering a rib injury in Thursday's practice.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
It's that Louisiana boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You pitch a better reload. Get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers, and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Theriot hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold. Okay, you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Theriot is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
Hour 2 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Alondra Villarreal. And Theriot.
Let's go.
We're here. Glad you are as well. Make it a good one. You, bro.
You.
When you walked in here, you said to me, I'm going to piss some people off.
Possibly.
With your letter?
Yeah, maybe.
1 hour from right now, you know what's going down? You know the name Jeff Arbor?
Nope.
Yep, you shouldn't.
I don't know.
Nobody knows Jeff Arbor. But Jeff Arbor is a listener of After Further Review.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff.
And at some point in the past, I don't remember this at all, but apparently he told me he solicited my help once in the past. He and his fantasy football league members, when they come to an impasse, a disagreement, their bylaws call for an independent third party to settle the grievance.
Oh, so they don't just smack each other in the face?
No.
Okay.
And apparently I have settled a past grievance for them. I don't recall. But he has come back yet again with another grievance. And we, 1 hour from right now, will run through what the issue is, and then you and I will settle the grievance live on air.
I can help?
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds like fun.
It's you and me. Yeah. I'm the independent third. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm the independent third party. I can do whatever I want.
You're not going to introduce me?
You never met Alondra? She's been here before.
So.
Yes, you
have.
have. You've absolutely
The
met
hat
Alondra.
threw me off.
We met last time.
Yeah, it was the hat.
She
Yeah,
filled
the
in
hat,
for a
sorry.
whole week when Musa was on the 420 cruise. She was here.
It was the hat. Oh, my God. I
It's
like
the
the hat.
hat.
Where'd you get? Did you
Thank
go to
you.
Media Days?
No, I got it from LSU.
Oh,
yeah,
nice. That's
over at the
good.
network.
Yeah, at the network.
Yeah.
I'll
Cool.
put her in the air so people can see the hat.
I like the hat.
Oh my God.
Throw her on there.
It's
Paul.
just a little.
Just put this one on, Paul. Just put the big.
Just a little.
No, it's good. It's
Yeah.
There you
SEC
go.
Network.
She got
hat.
an
Thank
SEC
you.
Network hat. There.
I can get you one.
Wave, Alondra. Wave to the. There.
I'd like to
you
have
go.
one.
And Paul's right over there. See, Paul's right there.
He's not going to say anything.
No, Paul won't say
No,
anything.
Paul never says anything.
That's okay, though. Paul's great at what he does. He doesn't need to say anything.
It's okay.
Everyone has their own talent. You know what I can't do? I can't do what Paul does.
Paul just...
I can't do a lick of what Paul does.
Just drives his lowrider. He does the thing. He listens to, like, loves Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like,
do you love Bone? Do you?
A little bit. I love him too.
I did
Mad
too.
at you.
I was doing a Peloton ride this morning. Shout out Alex Toussaint, 20-minute climb, and Bone was on the playlist.
You were getting it too.
That was
first of the month?
That was... Huh?
First of the month?
No, it was... I forgot what song it was. I legitimately forgot. Anyway, but it was good. I dusted everybody on the Peloton this morning.
Did you win?
I did.
How you been? You've been doing well?
Oh, yeah, I've been doing good. I've been getting up and doing yoga and doing yoga in the mornings and then like a ride in the evenings. I do about a 20-minute yoga flow in the morning, which has been a great way to start my day, and I do a ride in the evenings.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm getting it, man. I'm getting right again. It it took some time, but I'm getting right again.
I might start training. I need to start working out.
But anyway, yeah, Erica was so like mad. Well, not mad at me. She just like shook her head. So a couple nights ago, so on the for those that don't know, when you have a Peloton, if you're taking a class either live or like an on-demand class, sessions start at certain times. So like you're riding live with other people, and there's a leaderboard, so you can see like you're ranked based on your output. Well, whenever there's like usually a 60-second intro, and there's always somebody who thinks they're gonna jump out with a big lead, right? So they crank up the resistance, so they get like way ahead, when you're supposed to just be warming up.
Yeah.
And I saw this jackleg do it. I'm like, you're toast. Like you got the wrong dude on your tail today. And like so the whole ride, I was just like almost about to like pass out. And not only did I beat him, but I dusted him. Like, I mean, just obnoxiously.
You can talk to the people, right?
No, you can't talk. But like anyway, so like when I was dusting him, then you can like high five people. You tap little things that high fives. He's like high fiving me. I'm like snitch.
Yeah, nah, bro.
You know what you were trying to do, and I just snitch slapped you is what I did.
Not today.
And I told Erica that. She's like, "You're so ridiculous." I'm like, I know.
So you can't. If you could talk, if they had a talk option there to talk trash while you're doing it, that'd be awesome.
I know.
Huh.
I'm not great at speed, but I'm great at power.
Yeah.
Like you want to do hills, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Like let's go. Crank up the resistance and just grind.
I need to give me one of those things. I guess
that's good. I enjoyed it. It's been good. Anyway, okay, yeah. So what else has been going on with you this week?
It's a big week this week.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. There's not a whole lot going on in sports.
Liar.
Other than...
Are you kidding me? Just NFL training camps opening right now.
That doesn't matter. Nobody.
Major League Baseball's second. Nobody cares about that. Are you stupid?
Yeah, it hadn't started yet.
Pac-12 media day is going on right now.
No, who cares about the Pac-12?
Oh my God.
Nobody cares about that either.
Jeez.
And baseball is in the lull. Like this is the dog days of Major League Baseball.
Don't you say dog days.
It is.
I will kick you off this show if I hear you say dog days of summer.
But what is happening right
I'm allergic to that. That's what lazy ass people in this business say. Oh, it's a dog day. No, you're lazy is what you are. You're lazy because you're not force-fed press conferences every day. You're lazy is what you are. Dog days of summer. Lazy.
Which you should be
Paul
covering.
Skenes committed to LSU. LSU football got a commitment today.
I mean, that's just
Saints are in training camp. Starting center for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, by the way, ripped up his knee. He's going to be toast. Tom Brady's on the ropes with that.
Nobody cares about that.
Yeah, a lot of people care about that stuff.
They really don't.
You got LSU dudes all over the show right now making waves.
Who?
Josh Smith got his call up. He's still doing well. Gosman should be a freaking all-star. It's phenomenal. Aaron Nola's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Bregman's on one of the best teams in baseball. What's your point?
Nobody cares about any of that stuff.
Yeah, nobody cares about anything.
It's not the playoffs or the World Series.
Yeah, whatever. Go ahead, yeah. Whatever narrative you need to sell to do your letter, do it. But I ain't letting you come in here and talk about dog days of summer.
Well, that's what it is.
You're going to get a fight is what you're going to get. Get a fight.
So there's really nothing going on other than travel ball tryouts. That's what needs to be covered right now. Oh yeah, travel ball tryouts. So I got. Yep, it's it's that time of year right now.
Oh no!
It's going on at a park near you. You can just ride down Burbank and see it.
Every mom with the grocery getter is about to get it.
So yeah. So look, I wrote a letter to travel ball parents.
Oh no!
Hey, here it is. It's that time of year again. It's tryout time, Matt.
Okay.
The parks are flooded with nervous moms and dads hoping that little Johnny makes the top team. The season ended less than a month ago, and the kids haven't had time to catch their breath from the marathon that is youth baseball. But damn it, suck it up and get back out there, because if you don't make that top team, we've got to go find another organization to play for.
That's true.
Just because you threw 495 pitches in 4 days and played 11 games in 110-degree weather in Orange Beach last week doesn't mean you get to sit around the house and play on your phone. I get it. You're 11 and haven't hit puberty yet. But that only means you have less chance of blowing your arm out. So get out there and throw. The truth is, you don't even need to have the tryouts because the decision was made months ago who was playing where.
Really?
Some coach offered free tuition plus a travel stipend for the parents. And it's okay to change teams every year because your only goal is to surround little Easton with the best players possible to get him ready for the SEC.
Is Easton named after the bat company?
Quite possibly.
Okay.
About halfway through the season, there's always that one parent that's forming the team for the following year. They're the resident GM. They have all the stats according to Game Changer, which we all know is right. They know the best lineup and positioning on defense. They generally don't even sit in the stands anymore and have recruited 2 or 3 other parents to stand up down the outfield fence and talk trash about the kids that they don't want on the team the following year.
That's so true.
You can pick them out at every game.
It's so true.
Halfway through, this happens.
My kid just plays in the Special Needs Miracle League, but I go to my nephew's games, and that is so true. That's the dad down the line.
There's 2 or 3 of them. They don't cheer for anyone other than their own kid. They've stopped wearing the team colors, and they're basically free agents and want other teams to know it.
Oh, man.
This is my favorite group.
Okay.
Then you've got the Facebook posse who brings their own chairs and sits right in front of the dugout, like right by the dugout in the front of the stands. They don't sit in the stands.
The dugout or behind home plate?
Well, they get close to the dugout so they can hear the coach.
Oh, yeah.
And they go all the way behind home plate.
Yep.
Facebook. They film the entire game, and they're masters of creating video for the world to see of the home run that Gunner hit. Gunner hit the homer, but it was actually an error on the shortstop, but the ball somehow made it all the way to the wall with 2 overthrows. Then it allowed everybody to score, and it's a homer.
Poor Gunner.
Yeah. Well, Gunner got his first homer. No, he didn't, lady. Shut up. It went through the shortstop's legs and got to the fence. The left fielder threw it over the second baseman's head. He yard sailed it over the catcher's head, and Gunner scored. It's an error, actually. It's not even a hit. It goes.
It's a 4-base error.
It's a 4-base error.
Oh, poor Easton and Gunner. Oh, man. I feel so bad for the kids. Their parents are so dumb. Not with the name, just because, you know.
The conversations that can be heard at tryouts are the best. Sneak up behind a few dads and give it a listen. They put Ace on that AAA team. I swear we're leaving right now. It's over.
Ace.
I can't even believe they hadn't hired a pitching coach yet. How come we ain't got an infield instructor? It's Little League Baseball. Okay?
An infield
Your
instructor.
kid's 9 years old. We don't need a pitching coach or an infield instructor. Okay? You should be happy there's a coach out there willing to put up with your crap for 6 months. That's the truth.
God.
And no, he didn't pitch in the big leagues, the coach he got. But your kid stinks anyway. So no amount of coaching is going to help him throw hard. That's the truth. The truth is, Dad, it's your fault. You can't trick genetics. You were cut from your JV swim team and your mom's 5'10". Okay? That's the truth. Your kid's going to be short and unathletic. Have some foresight and put him in the science club instead of complaining that he's the 11th guy on the baseball team. Okay? He doesn't love baseball. Nobody loves striking out. Don't say it's because he loves the game. He doesn't. He actually hates it. And all he's done is struck out since T-ball. Okay? It's not the coach's fault. Your genetics suck when it comes to sports. Period. End of discussion.
But Bryce could be the next Alex Bregman.
No, he's not. And there's no amount of coaching or no team you can put him on that's going to make that happen. It is not happening, period. End of discussion. Sincerely, Ryan.
You know who I blame?
Who you blame?
You.
Why?
Who owns the facility that's running a bajillion teams out there every day?
Oh, it's not just that. It's not just that facility. That's the way of the world. That's the world. That's every
You
facility.
could put a stop to it.
That is everything.
Once you shut
You
down
can't
youth
stop it.
baseball attraction.
And no way.
Shut
I gotta
it down.
give it. Well, then we wouldn't be able to talk about Josh Smith. Where's he going to play?
Oh, well, the next Josh Smith is out there right now. Little Gunner.
Well, I'll tell you the problem
Gunner
is-
Smith, little Ace Smith, little Easton Smith is out there right now.
Well, Coach Pete told me this years ago. Coach Pete Jenkins. He said.
Oh, I thought you said Coach P.
Coach Pete Jenkins.
Oh, I thought you meant Coach P.
He said, you know Theriot?
With the binder.
You know Theriot?
No. Ryan.
You know Ryan?
Ryan.
Let me tell you something.
Not Terry. It's not Terry. Ryan.
Ryan, let me tell you something, Ryan.
Ryan.
It's your fault.
Ryan, let me tell you something.
It's your fault. You're 5'10" and average. Is all get out.
You would so say that.
You 5'10" and average is all get out, but yet you're over there on WGN. It's your fault, Ryan. You gave them all hope. You gave every one of them hope.
Oh man, Ryan. I'm gonna tell you,
it's happening, bro. Right now, I'm telling you, it's happening right now.
Oh God,
as
try
the text messages that are
Ryan.
going on between parents right now. Oh
Ryan.
my gosh, I wish I could see them.
Why?
Oh.
Why would you want to see that?
Swear, if they put him on that team, we are out of here.
We're out of here.
We're going somewhere else.
He
I
is-
cannot believe he's coaching this year.
Ryan.
And you're average, man. You gave them all hope.
Give them all hope, Ryan.
Thanks, Coach Pete. Appreciate it.
It's after further review.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Schutz Electric, CESofLA.com. Whole home generators.
Get you a generator.
Get you a generator.
I mean, seriously, get one right now. Storms are coming.
They are coming. You can request an estimate online right now, CESofLA.com. You understand the need for a generator. Power goes out, your generator comes on, powers your whole house. Everything. ACs, refrigerators, TV, everything. Pool, all of it. Just like
nothing changes.
Like nothing
like
ever
it never
changed.
happened.
But what most people, I think, probably don't recognize, and I didn't, was several things. Number one, affordability. As technology's gotten better, the cost has come down, kind of like TVs. I mean, the first flat screen TV you ever got probably cost you like $5,000 for a 46-inch plasma. Not no more. So it's affordable. Financing is available. And with all the permitting and everything that goes into a generator, Schutz handles all of it. CESofLA.com. That's CESofLA.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off new Ford F-150s. We have new 2021 F-150s on our lot now with $10,000 off MSRP. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology? You want to go to the place that has not one, but two NMEA certified techs. Family owned and operated by the Sherman family for 30 years. Front to Back is the answer in Baton Rouge for all of your custom boat needs. So head to fronttobackboatservice.com or find them on Facebook, Front to Back Boat Service.
My own people call me an Uncle Tom. I play music. Been wined and dined by royalty. Trying to bring people together. All people. But regardless of all that kind of stuff, I'm still Louis Armstrong.
Here's the man you're waiting for, the king of jazz, Louis Satchmo Armstrong.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further. like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
If home is where the heart is, a roof is a shield. That's why for over 25 years, South Louisiana always turns to Garcia Roofing and Sheet Metal. For more information, visit Garcia Did.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, rolling along here, right? Radio Hours. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Told you yesterday, Ryan Jensen, the center for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you saw the video, he went down in practice. It was kind of ugly. There is some video out there now. Some kind of fell into his knee. Todd Bowles, the head coach, said on Friday that Jensen is expected to miss months, is how he turned it. It's indefinite right now, but MRI results will reveal the severity of the injury. But right now, Robert Hainsey or Nick Levert are the potential centers that'll fill in. But when you look at Tampa right now, I know why with Tom Brady they're favored to win the division and all that sort of stuff. But you lose your starting center now in Ryan Jensen. Both of your guards from a year ago are gone. Ali Marpet retired, and they lost their other starting guard to Cincinnati in free agency. So your 3 interior linemen are gone. Chris Godwin is still recovering from a torn ACL. Gronk retired. I know you signed Julio Jones, but he's coming off, the worst season of his career in Tampa, and you signed Kyle Rudolph to replace Gronk, and he's coming off his worst season since his rookie season. You essentially got a bunch of dudes who you know their names, but they're all ancient in football years right now. So how good is Tampa actually going to be? I don't know. In some ways, this kind of feels like the 2010 Minnesota Vikings when Favre got Minnesota to the NFC Championship game in 2009 where they lost to the Saints. They ran it back in 2010, and it was just a disaster of a season for them. Eventually Tom Brady's going to run out of gas. It happens to everybody. It's going to happen to him eventually. It feels like new head coach and Todd Bowles, all the turnover on the offensive line, the issues with the pass catchers, receivers turning over. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Tampa regress significantly this year.
Is that what you're hoping for? Or?
No. Yes, of course that's what I'm hoping for. But
I feel like I'm sensing a little, just because I know your love of the Saints, I'm sensing a little homer,
But I'd also tell you,
he's got to regret. And he doesn't have to regress. He's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's not going to be 75 years old still playing in the NFL. At some point, it's going to end. But the other thing, too, part of the reason Tom Brady is so seamlessly transitioned to Tampa is he had Mike Evans in his prime. He had Chris Godwin in his prime. You had Antonio Brown last year. Gronk came out of retirement. You had a great offensive line. They were a great offense. Yet brought in Leonard Fournette, bro. Brought in Leonard Fournette for nothing. You know what I mean? All of that now isn't the same. You lost your 3 starters on the interior of the offensive line. Yes, Mike Evans is still there and still very good, but Godwin's got a torn ACL. He's going to miss part of the season for sure. I just went through all of it. You sign Russell Gage, you kind of have to hope Russell Gage is your best receiver. That ain't Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown.
We love Russell Gage, but you're right.
I do too, but it ain't the same.
Yeah.
So, I'm just I get it. I get why people are going to defer and just to Tom Brady, and it's just default. He's Tom Brady. He's the best ever. I get it, and you have to see it. You have to see the regression to believe it. But if I tell you this much. If they go 12-5 this year, it might be his most impressive 12-5 ever.
Oh, they're going 12-5.
See. Whatever. You can kick rocks. I hate you.
It's now time
Not
to
really,
kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rock.
Presented by Roto-Rooter Plumbing.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks. Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Is it the Anaheim Angels?
The Los Angeles
Angels?
Yes.
They change it all the time.
Well, it was
Angels,
the California
Anaheim
Angels. It was Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Now it's just the Los Angeles Angels.
Well, they can kick rocks.
Why?
Kick rocks.
Because they've had maybe the greatest player that I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Mike Trout.
Yeah. And that's who he plays for.
Yeah.
And they stink.
Yeah.
And nobody around him. And,
they just have Shohei Ohtani as well.
Imagine
nobody around him.
Imagine what he would have done in Chicago, Yankee Stadium, some of these Houston. How many homers he would have hit? What he would have done? Places like that. But he's there. They never win, and he's got nobody around him. And stupid park that nobody goes to the games. They've wasted his entire. Now he's got a broken back. He's done. Okay. Then they go get Babe Ruth. Like, that's who they went and got.
Yeah.
Ohtani did what we saw last year hasn't been done in 100 years or so.
It's weird.
Actually, it's never been done. And what he's doing this year, he's doing the same thing this year, basically. He's actually pitching better than he did last year. He is Michael Jordan of baseball, and nobody talks about it because he plays for the Angels, and they stink. And they can't figure it out. They just cannot figure. Now they're going to trade the guy. I hope they trade him.
Yeah.
I hope Ohtani gets traded. I hope Trout goes to the Yankees. Like, that's what needs to happen. At least get him out of jail. The Angels, the front office, the ownership, the fans, the whole thing can kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Why is that?
I have no idea. Why can they kick rocks, or why do they stink so bad?
Why are they so bad?
Pitching, it was.
They won a World Series, Rally Monkey, back in 2002.
It's pitching.
That whole squad, they beat the Giants.
It's pitching. They have, but they didn't have
Mike Scioscia.
They didn't have
Mike Scioscia had them rolling for a long time.
They didn't have Trout on that team. Yeah, Mike Scioscia was good. He was good. No Trout. The fact that Charles Barkley was considering joining the Live Golf Tour can kick rocks.
Why?
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Have you seen him hit a golf ball?
Yeah.
That's why.
And I love to be entertaining.
But he's really entertaining in his other job.
Yeah.
And I really like him on the other job.
Yeah.
And I want him to keep doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
And not the Live.
Well, he's going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's not doing the Live. So that but the fact that there was even like a talking point is stupid.
You know how much money they were probably offering him?
Yeah, they're probably offering some money just to make fun of him, though. You can't do that.
If I was him, I'd have left. If Live Golf came to me today and offered me that money, shoot.
He go.
I wouldn't be here tomorrow, I'll tell you that much. Well, tomorrow's Saturday. I wouldn't be here anyway.
And then the Kansas City Chiefs have been wearing special foam helmets.
Well, everybody is.
The foam over the helmet.
Everybody's wearing those. Everybody's wearing them.
Thing over the helmets.
I even sent you a video of the Saints wearing those. Everybody's wearing them.
The Saints are wearing them too?
I sent you a video of it.
Why are we wearing that? What are we doing?
To reduce the possibilities of concussions in practice.
Why don't they just not hit people in practice, though?
It's football. There's an inevitability. Eventually, you're going to hit people.
You know what else is inevitable? That you're going to get a concussion, probably, if you're hit.
But what if you can reduce the likelihood of that by also taking some of the contact drills out and adding protection? Well, then that's a great idea, Big Bad Rye Guy. Why don't we just not wear helmets anymore? Because you know what? You're going to get a concussion. Let's just not wear helmets.
Are they going to wear the big stupid foam helmets during the game?
No.
Eventually they will to reduce the likelihood of a concussion. I think that's dumb. It's dumb. That's what you signed up for, man. You signed up. You're going to get concussions. Your head's going to hurt. It's football. You're banging. Like that's the deal.
What if you can reduce the possibility?
So wear those big stupid helmets. I don't like it. I'm off it.
Just because of how it looks?
Yeah, I think it looks ridiculous. Just because of how it looks. 100%.
So we're okay with dudes getting concussions, early stages of CTE, which have led to tragic episodes later in life. We're okay with all of that because The pads look stupid.
No, they need to figure out something like something that can fix that, like medicine or something.
Like putting pads. No.
I'm not down for changing the game. I am down for coming up with.
Putting pads on a helmet changing the game. It's not changing anything fundamentally about the game.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's no different than just a new design helmet. Like that's more that aerodynamic helmet thing with the little. It's the same thing.
No, it's too big. It's too much. It's too much. It's gonna affect the way the guys run.
Should we just not have helmets?
No, you should have helmets.
Why?
Just the way that it was with the CTE and the concussions. We just need to come up with like something that can fix that.
Okay, great. And in the meantime, what do we do?
You just hang with them.
Oh, so we don't wear more padding.
No.
Got it.
I'm not down for changing it.
And how's that changing the game?
The padding is too much.
Is it going to change how a quarterback throws?
Maybe.
No.
It might.
In no way will that change how a quarterback throws.
It very well could. And it could change the way people run.
There's literally nothing to support what you're saying right now.
Oh, you don't think it adds weight to the helmet?
So it adds
what if their necks start to hurt?
Then it adds
what if they get whiplash now?
To everybody's helmet. That's being stupid.
It's going to change the game.
It's not changing the game.
Oh, it could.
Then let's not wear helmets. Let's not wear shoulder pads.
Hey, I'm down.
Let's play flag football.
I don't play. Well, they can still hit each. I want them to hit each other.
Okay, like rugby.
That's fine.
Okay, cool.
All good. I'm in. I mean, I don't
so
play.
They're still going to get CTE, and even more so now because there's no helmets.
Well, you just need to put the pressure on the medical field. They got to figure that out. The CTE stuff. What else you got?
What planet are you from?
Oh, the helmets. You're telling me they don't look stupid to you?
Yes, they look stupid.
Okay.
Who cares?
I care.
If you go back to like 1936, when they were just wearing helmets with no face masks, just a little leather hat.
So stupid.
Like, you don't think that those people in 1936 were looking at helmets and going, look how stupid they are with the face masks, the big armor, and all this stuff?
Probably.
Toughen up, losers.
Probably.
I don't know. Oh. Right. You have medical professionals now texting you to tell you how big of an idiot you are.
You shut up when you're talking to me.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. All right, it's after further review. Are you done with your nonsense now?
I'm done.
Okay, good. It's after further review. Is the 2023 LSU baseball team the most talented LSU baseball team ever? We'll answer that question after the break.
AFR.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com. Revelry Sports, the official tailgate partner of LSU Athletics.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and 7 have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're
I look fly, I look good. Touch my swag, wish you could. I look fly, I look good. On my mama, on my hood.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
What's going on over at Bowie Outfitters, by the way? You can keep that going, Alondra, please, while Theriot tells people about Bowie. Sets the mood for Bowie.
Yeah, they got all kind of stuff going on over at Bowie. The 20th anniversary blowout sale begins Thursday, August 4th through Sunday, August the 14th. It's the 20th anniversary, and we're celebrating this thing with a blowout sale over at Bowie. Bowie has been in existence for 20 years. 20. I can remember when they opened it up. That's awesome. Beginning Thursday the 4th, 50% off all Max and Pelter. 50% off all your favorite and the Ducket rods. 50% off the Flambeau gun cases. 40% off all Columbia. Free Fly, Huck, Gilt, 5.11, Theriot, and so much more. We don't have time. 20 years at Bowie. Go celebrate with them this anniversary. 8630 Perkins Road. Monday through Sunday, they're open at Bowie Outfitters. Everything outdoors, guys. The tent sale as well is going on in the parking lot. Go check them out. I mean, look, this list.
All right, we get it.
No, seriously, look at it. But I want you to see this.
I get it. You can't do 8-minute live reads.
But
You
listen,
I get it. That's a long,
But
long,
look at all the
list.
50% off
Right.
stuff.
They shouldn't send you such a long list. That's
But
way too
everything
much.
in the store is 50%
Got
off,
it.
it seems, at Bowie Outfitters.
That's effective. Okay. Bowie, yeah, we love Bowie. They're wonderful.
20 years.
I get it.
They've been serving the community.
Wonderful.
Giving back.
Giving back. Is this LSU got a commitment from Paul Skenes? By the way, Paul Skenes was here on AFR in Hour 1. If you want to go catch it on demand, just go back on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. No, not yet. That's next segment. Got it. And then that's the next segment. Good looking out.
Yeah.
That's the Ask Ryan music next segment. What?
She's on it, though.
She's on it. She's ready. Is this the most talented LSU baseball roster ever?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
the point of this conversation is to give an answer.
No, I get.
Welcome to Talk Radio.
I can't answer that question. I haven't seen any of them play.
Yeah, we have seen them play. Dylan Cruz is an All-American. He's the number 1 prospect in the next year's draft. Paul Skenes is an All-American.
I don't know. I've never seen him play.
He's an All-American two-way player, and he's the number 2 prospect right now by Baseball America.
And what league did he play in?
Trey Morgan. Where is he rated? He was an All-American, a two-way player.
I'm just
and
asking the
Baseball
question.
America
Why are you
rated,
jumping down
he
my
has him rated as
throat?
the second best prospect.
Okay. He's the second best prospect in the world.
Yes.
Okay.
Cruz, Skenes is an All-American.
Yep.
Tommy White's an All-American.
Tommy Tanks.
27 Yaks is a freshman record.
What league?
ACC, which was really good
Pretty
this
good
year.
league.
Don't
Okay.
poo-poo them.
No, I don't even remember. What school was it?
NC State.
NC State. Okay.
Trey Morgan.
He's a good player.
All-American.
Like, good hair.
Thatcher Hurd. All-American. Going to be your Friday night guy.
UCLA.
Top prospect, yes.
Okay.
Christian Little, former top prospect.
Didn't pitch last year, though, really. Or did he?
Lost his rotation spot, but still a long
bad
dude that
team.
throws upper 90s.
On
True.
a bad team, though.
Carter Young.
But the team wasn't very good.
We're not very good last year.
And he didn't pitch for him.
But he did the year before when they were the national runner-up and he was in the rotation.
Did he get hit by a bus or something? Why didn't he pitch last year?
I don't know.
Okay.
Carter Young, shortstop at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, they weren't very good, though. But 2 years ago, he was okay.
Yeah. Okay. Dynamic with the glove. Bat needs to come back. It was there, lost it when he had hurt his shoulder, sliding into second base. The bat never really came back.
Get it. Got to rehab that. Take some time.
Does. Okay.
Good hair, too.
Pro potential. Jordan Thompson?
Absolutely.
Josh Pearson?
Probably.
Braden Joubert?
Probably.
Gavin Dugas?
Hopefully.
Milazzo?
Hopefully.
Floyd?
Probably.
Taylor?
Probably.
Dutton?
Hopefully.
Money?
Hopefully.
That's before we even talk about any of the freshmen that are coming in the number one class ever.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best. This is the most talented roster LSU's ever had. We talked about this last week, and I know you're going to get all defensive because. Last week, we had the conversation. You said I sound like a turkey. Of what was LSU's best national championship team.
Yeah.
And I said your team.
Right.
Most people default to 1997, 188 homers, all that. Of the starting 9, correct me if I'm wrong, the only guy that played in the show was Larson.
For a little bit.
He was the only guy.
Mm-hmm.
Furness was incredible. Never made it to the show. Barbier was a freshman second baseman on that team. Third base in 97.
Trey McClure,
thank you. Cressy was a freshman catcher in 97. You also had Tom Bernhardt and Clint Earnhardt on that team as Ernie.
Love Ernie.
You had Mike Kerner was a senior on that team.
Was Coogan on that team?
Coogan was on that team as a senior. Doug Thompson was part of your rotation.
Dan Guillory.
But my point is, you're not talking about big leaguers, right? They were a great college team. Don't misunderstand me. In a juice bad era, different game, but that was not the most talented team LSU ever had. The 2000 team was, followed by 09. And 91 would be kind of in the mix there as well. OJ, Bird, Rick Green was a first-round draft pick.
Lau
Mouton was on that team. You had some dudes, like Andy Sheets. You had dudes in 91. I would go talent, the most talented rosters LSU ever had. 2000 of the championship teams. 2000, 09, 01, 93, 96, 97?
91. You said 01. 91.
Oh, my apologies. 91.
Yeah, 91. 01 was really talented, too.
Yeah, 01 was really good.
Okay.
This is what I don't teams that never won it.
But this is what I don't want to happen.
Okay.
I don't want to put too much pressure on these guys.
Too late. You're at LSU. What's your point?
No.
You're at LSU.
They haven't played the teams that you mentioned. These are guys that have played with each other, that knew each other, that were familiar. There more goes into winning ball games than just how good the team is. Okay, I mean,
I understand that wasn't the question.
So talent.
I said, is this the most talent? I didn't say, is this the best championship team ever? I didn't say the best team in college baseball last year was Tennessee. They didn't even make it to Omaha. 2 years ago, the best team in college baseball was Arkansas. Didn't make it to Omaha.
Right.
The number 1 overall national seed hasn't won a College World Series since 1999. I'm not saying they're guaranteed to win a title. What I asked you was, is this the most talented roster that LSU's ever had for a baseball team? And looking at it, yes, I think it is. And I think in hindsight, we'll come back in 10 years and look at this roster and the number of guys that make it to the show, and we'll say that was the most talented roster LSU ever had. I'm not saying they're going to win a national title.
I hope you're right. I mean, I really, really do. I mean, surefire big leaguers is Dylan Cruz. Like playing in the big leagues.
Yes.
Happening. You know, other than that, I haven't seen Thatcher Hurd pitch. He's coming off an injury. You know, the little guy. I've just got questions like, why didn't Little pitch last year at Vanderbilt on a team that I didn't think was very good? I mean, I've got questions there. Does he have potential to do it? Is he talented? Yeah, I mean, but if you have 20 swings in batting practice and hit 20 home runs, does that mean you're talented? Yeah, but does that mean you're a good baseball player?
What about
No.
Tommy White, who had 27 homers in games as a freshman?
Fired up for him, and then the kid from Air Force. But I'd never even heard about the kid from Air Force until it was announced yesterday.
That's because you don't know anything about even the guys on LSU's team until you go watch them play.
Okay, well,
that's your fault. That doesn't mean they're not good players because you hadn't heard of them.
You asked me the question. I'm giving you my answer. I hadn't seen them play. I don't know.
These dudes have already earned All-America honors.
That's great.
You can have a team with five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that have already earned All-America honors? You had 5 All-Americans on any of your teams?
I'm fired up, and I hope they're the best ever. I can't answer the question yet. Don't get mad at me for that.
Welcome to radio where you give opinions.
I don't have an. How can I give an opinion if I haven't seen the kids play? That's irresponsible for me.
That's a cop-out.
Dylan Cruz is playing in the major leagues. You heard it here first. That's my opinion.
Really going on a limb.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm locked in on him.
We're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. 288-8138, 288-8138, and ReliefWindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank and vinyl siding. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Their showroom's open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. It is gorgeous. It's on Airline Highway in Prairieville. Go by and see Brandon Holly and the gang at Relief Windows, ReliefWindows.com. Okay, wrapping up hour number 2 when we come back. Get your questions in for Theriot. Let's go and said we should cancel Ask Ryan because Theriot refuses to give answers. Should we do Ask Ryan when we come back? Maybe we'll see. Get your questions in for Theriot. Maybe he'll answer them. It's AFR.
AFR.
Better coverage for less money. That's Insurance Network of Louisiana. Do you have a feeling on Insurance Network of Louisiana?
I think they're great.
Should people call Insurance Network of Louisiana to get better coverage for less money?
I've seen the work they do.
I don't know if they can. Maybe you can. Maybe you can. I don't know.
They save people money.
Now
they do that. They save you money.
Save money.
They do.
Insurance Network of Louisiana. You really should call them. They shop independently for free to get you better coverage for less money. You know how much a gallon of gas costs right now?
Like $5.
You know how much a gallon of milk costs right now?
$7.
Does it really?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't bought milk in a long time.
Yeah, me neither.
But the point is, inflation is real. Things cost more, but your pay probably hasn't increased 38% like inflation has. So what do? You got to find a way to save money. Pay less for insurance. Call Insurance Network of Louisiana. Let them shop independently for free to see if they can find you better coverage for less money. 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology?
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
Kevin Gautreaux said Muso's fill-in knocks it out of the park. Her choice of music is fantastic.
Thank you, Kevin.
There you go, Alondra. That is Alondra. And then it was Eric Taylor who said, where did you find Alondra? She's a natural.
Thank you so much.
Most people are not ever this nice. Maybe the text line is just very, very nice.
I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you for being here.
Thank
Where
you.
did we find her?
Where did we find you, Alondra? I don't know. Where did you come from?
I started at LSU Radio Network. And
she works on Talk 107.3.
Yes, I work for Talk 107.3. I do Brian's show in the morning.
The Brain.
The Brain.
Yes.
And I worked at another network before this.
And now she's here.
And now I'm here.
Where are you from?
Thank you. I'm from Texas.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome.
Ask Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you trim your own toenails or do you get a pedicure?
I mean, I will get pedicures, but I trim my own toenails as well. I mean, a little bit of both. Like a good pedicure every once in a while.
Ask Ryan. It's Sunday, Taco Bell or Whataburger?
Man, neither recently. Taco Bell. I don't really like Whataburger.
Ray Cavan asked Ryan. Why does Matt not respond to serious Twitter questions, i.e. my bourbon question?
I don't know. He generally does a pretty good job responding to questions, though. I think.
Ray, ask your question. I don't know, I'm not being disingenuous here, but when you consider Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, email, my text line, my phone pings all day. It's impossible for me to reply to every single thing that it's impossible.
Yeah.
So if I miss you, I'm sorry. I do my best. Hit me back. Hit me again.
Yeah, don't get your feelings hurt.
Cliff Nelson asked Ryan, is it possible to get a car door magnet with the Hudco logo on it?
Probably.
Richie Bird asked Ryan, will this LSU baseball team slap Tennessee and their coach?
I really hope so.
I know.
I mean, I really hope so. Look, if these guys play the way that it looks like they're going to play, it's going to be a really fun season.
Holger Heap asked Matt, does Erica still make those delicious cookies? Only for T-Bob, and probably for Ryan if you asked. She'd probably make them for you.
The lemon cookies?
The lemon cookies. She'd make them for you if you asked, I'm sure.
I did ask. She never made them.
Tomorrow's Erica's birthday, by the way. Today is my niece Olivia's birthday. So Olivia's birthday is today. Olivia is 17. Wow. So Olivia's 17 today.
Happy birthday, Olivia.
Shout out Liv. And Erica is 32 tomorrow.
What are we doing for birthday for Erica?
So we're going to dinner tonight.
Okay.
And then we're actually having Olivia's party tomorrow on Erica's birthday because Olivia wants like a water slide and all kind of sort of stuff. And so Erica's like, we'll just do kind of a joint thing and go over there.
What'd you get her?
I can say that on air. I'll tell you off air.
Is it good? Is it good?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Brennan Thibodeau, ask Ryan, who wins in a football game between 2011 LSU and 2019 LSU?
2019 LSU.
Eric Gotro asked Ryan, Pearl Jam or Soundgarden?
Pearl Jam.
Merrick Mathern asked Matt, is she replacing Musso? No, Musso's on the 420 cruise. He'll be back on Monday. Brian Chandler asked Ryan, why didn't Easton make the cut? He hit 2 inside the park home run.
It's unbelievable.
That is a reference to Ryan's letter, which if you missed, go back and listen to the start of Hour 2 on demand, AFR on demand, presented by Brett Golf. All right, hour number 3 is coming up right after SportsCenter. A listener has enlisted us to settle a debate. That's next.
AFR.
Brought to you by South Point Volkswagen and SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com. That's SouthPointVW.com. My other niece, Reese, this week went on her driver's ed driving thing. Like, you know, in the driver's ed car.
Oh, man.
She's about to start driving. That makes me nervous, right? I mean, it just, when your kid, like, as my niece, I can imagine when, like, Houston drives now. Like, when your kids start driving, I would imagine you'd want your kids in the safest vehicle possible.
Absolutely.
Get them a Volkswagen. South Point Volkswagen is Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. Jetta, Passat are easy-to-drive, fun sedans with all the safety features. The Tiguan is the compact SUV. Test drive one today at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highlander, online at southpointvw.com. The style, the feel, the performance of luxury, the great German engineering without the cost. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction?
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunts, and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
My own people call me an Uncle Tom. I play music. Been wined and dined by royalty. Trying to bring people together. All people. But regardless of all that kind of stuff, I'm still Louis Armstrong.
Here's the man you're waiting for, the king of jazz, Louis Satchmo Armstrong.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This is SportsCenter.
Hello there. I'm Mark Robbins. In the NFL training camp, of course, going full steam around the league. And in Baltimore, quarterback Lamar Jackson is going full bore in practice, despite this being the final year of his rookie contract. He wants a new one and wants one now, but he's not going to sit out to get it. And that impresses ESPN NFL reporter Jeff Darlington.
He is very comfortable based on my conversation with somebody. He thinks a deal can get done, but he is comfortable playing this season without a new deal, which is fascinating that someone that is so vulnerable to injury in the way that he runs around would be willing to do that. But he is an unconventional person going about this in an unconventional way, and I think that he beats to his own drum, and I kind of love it.
That's Jeff Darlington, ESPN NFL reporter. Football media day for the Pac-12 conference, boasting about the schools remaining in the league in the wake of USC and UCLA announcing departures in 2024. Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff says the league's in a good spot as it starts to negotiate its next media rights deals.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote Renter's Insurance at Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
Let's ride.
You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar and Matt. I am sweating. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Alondra Villaria. Hey! Woo! We're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock, quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Yeah, bruh.
Yo, bruh.
All right, let's get cooking. LSU, if you missed it, yesterday landed a commitment from baseball prospect Paul Skenes out of the Air Force Academy, two-way player, All-American this past season. He was here in hour number 1. You can catch that on demand. Last hour with Theriot. It's all there if you want to check it out on demand at 1045ESPN.com. Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel or search After Further Review, however you get your podcast. So I got an email yesterday from a man named Jeff Arbor.
Okay.
Jeff Arbor. This is weird. Wow. He's sending me a lot of text chains among him and his people. Anyway, okay. Jeff Arbor is a listener to AFR. He's in a fantasy football league, and apparently a few years ago solicited my help. They have this fantasy football league. Whenever they have a disagreement, their bylaws call for an independent third party to be the independent arbiter, I guess, to make the decision.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So he gave me all the background here, yada, 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 yada. Here's the controversy. Buy in, all that stuff, whatever. Here's the controversy. Okay. Now, so we have to solve it. In December of 2019, Bill came in last place.
Bill,
2019 last place.
Okay.
Bill agreed to take the SAT in the spring of 2020. But COVID hit, derailed the possibility.
that was
his thing. He was going to take the SAT. Give up a Saturday morning, go sit there for 7 hours and take a test? That sucks. That's a punishment, bro.
Okay.
So in the rules meeting in the offseason, prior to the 2020 season, we voted to switch the punishment to an altered version of the 24-hour Waffle House Challenge. Due to many participants having young children, they changed it from 24 hours and 1 hour credit per waffle to 12-hour challenge and 30 minutes of credit per waffle.
Okay. Do you know what that challenge is?
Well, you'd have to eat like 24 waffles in 24 hours at Waffle House. So now they just halved it, basically.
Okay.
Start of 2020 season, Bill has not yet performed his punishment, but gained some sympathy due to COVID. December 2020, Bill wins the league. Quinn loses, last place. Rules meeting prior to start of 2021 season, it's voted that the most recent loser complete his punishment prior to the overdue punishment being completed. The person who's overdue has their punishment doubled. So if Quinn does his before Bill's is doubled.
That's fair.
In 2021, both Quinn and Bill have their first kid. Start of 2021 season, neither's done their punishment.
What's having the kid have to do with eating a waffle?
Hold on.
Okay.
December of 2021, Quinn came in last place for a second consecutive season.
Quinn sucks.
As of today, neither Bill nor Quinn have completed their punishments. So for the 2020 and 2021 and 2020, Bill 2019, Quinn in 20 and 21, none of them have done their punishments. At today's rule meeting, voted that moving forward, if you've not completed your punishment by draft day, you forfeit a third-round draft pick and have to complete the original punishment. So this applies to Quinn's 2021 loss. So the question remains, what should be done for the overdue punishments? Bill's 2019 season, Quinn's 2020 season. Quinn and Bill have both agreed to make good and complete the punishments prior to the draft, which is scheduled for next Friday, by the way, a week from today. But the league is tasked with what, if any, escalation or additional punishment should be required for being so far overdue.
It's got to be draft picks.
So first thing, having children, having your first kid, no freaking excuse.
No excuse at all.
Literally zero excuse whatsoever. Because I get it. You have a kid for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. Like, you're snowed under. We're talking about a year. Like, get your ass to a Waffle House for half a day. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's you put the baby down at 7 p.m. and you're there from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Suck it up, bro.
Figure it out.
This is your thing.
Yep.
You have to make good.
You finish
And
last.
I want to tell you something. Look, listen who you're, like, I am going to be a very harsh judge. You know who you're talking to. I'm still waiting 5 years now for Dwayne from Thibodeau, that freaking loser, to pay me the $500 he owes me.
Yep.
And if I ever see that punk, I'm going to punch him between his friggin' eyeballs.
Right in the face.
And steal money right out of his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, when I lose a bet, I instantly pay up. You shaved my head on air because I lost a bet.
Happened.
I lost a bet to Jacob Hester, got him a bottle of whiskey, and this was not even part of it, but I bought him a personalized decanter and rocks glass set to go with the bottle of whiskey. You lose a bet, you pay up, chump.
Pay up. Pay up.
Pay up, chump. So I got no tolerance for Quinn and Bill. Mm-mm. You want to know what? When they win the league, I bet they gladly take whatever their prize is, don't they? Quinn and Bill. I don't think draft picks is enough.
Whoa.
Draft picks ain't enough.
If they don't complete it by...
They already have it. They're Bill's 2019. 2 seasons have come and gone. He still hasn't paid up his 2019 punishment.
Yeah, he needs to lose a couple picks just off of that.
I ain't even talking just about picks. It's got to be way worse. 2 seasons have come and gone now for Bill.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what. We're going to leave this open-ended for the rest of the hour. Shoot me a text, tweet me, email me, whatever. Let me know what you think will be done, and we'll make an ultimate ruling at the end of the show. But I'm pissed at Bill and Quinn. I don't even want to know these dudes.
I know, man.
I don't want to know them.
That's bad character right there.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't want to know them.
Get your ass to a Waffle House and do the challenge.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, listen, Saturday's going to be a little rough for me. I got to go do the Waffle House challenge. Or take a day off of work and go do the Waffle House challenge.
Just make it happen.
Bro, you lost the bet. It's supposed to be an inconvenience. It's why you did the bet. It's why you're in the league.
So Quinn won, though, in 2020.
Bill won in 2020.
Bill won in 2020. I wonder if he accepted his winnings.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I got nothing for these dudes. Like, I want to think of something even worse.
Yeah, I don't like those guys at all.
Like, I want them to have to shave one eyebrow.
Yeah.
And they have to shave an eyebrow and go about the world, like, with one eyebrow and one non-eyebrow.
I think first-round picks got to go.
You're so caught up in the picks.
Because that's what they want. But that's what's important. That's what's important here to
they
these
can
guys.
still find a way to make trades, and you can make up for that. That ain't what it's about. You're dead last. You're supposed to do something embarrassing. And the Waffle House thing ain't even embarrassing.
No,
It's just get your ass to Waffle House. That's a prize. You get to sit at a Waffle House
and eat waffles.
Eat 12 waffles in a day.
That's actually good.
Can I please finish last and go eat 12 waffles? Just hang out at Waffle House all day?
Yeah, I would
drink
like
coffee
that.
and talk to the workers and everything?
That'd be great.
Every strange person that walks through a Waffle House, people watch. I would
people
love
watch.
to do that for
That's
half
true.
a day.
That's true.
I'd love to go from 7 to 7 at a Waffle House. Let me just hang out, see what I see. Every half hour, bring me another waffle.
And he couldn't even do that. What if they consider these guys friends?
I'm telling you, bro.
How are they still in the league?
I don't know. So let me know. If y'all got ideas for punishments, email me, Matt at 1045ESPN.com. Tweet me at Matt Moscona. You can jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat or text me on the text line, 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Like, we'd never hire a guy like that at HUDCO. There's no way. You ain't getting in with us. Way too reputable. Care too much about our reputation, our character. Doing what we say we're going to do. That's what we do at HUDCO.
It's about trust.
It is about trust. I don't get it. Bill and Quinn. Not working for HUDCO, Bill and Quinn.
No
don't
chance.
even ask.
No.
But if you need a roof, residential or commercial,
I'll go do their roof.
you'll do Bill or Quinn's roof?
No,
Not sure I want to. I don't think they'll pay up.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to because I'm not sure they would pay.
HUDCO Roofing and HUDCORoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. That's me. That's Theriot. Reputable people that actually do what they say they're going to do. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCORoofing.com. Get your free no obligation roofing inspection. Unless if you're Bill or Quinn, you don't get a roofing inspection.
I'll do it. They just got to pay first.
You chumps. Yeah, that's right. Well, no, inspections are free.
Not for those two.
Just a free inspection unless if you're Bill or Quinn from the
That's
draft
right.
league. Then you got to pay. All right. All right, we'll knock out a quick break. We come back. A great honor for an LSU football transfer. A football lands a commitment as well. And got to get you a Saints training camp report. We'll get to all that. Glad you're hanging out with us here on a Friday edition of AFR. Stick around.
AFR.
Love telling you about Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And you know what's really cool? So last Saturday, I took Drew over to Rouse's in Denham. They were doing a rare whiskey tasting. Totally free. And they broke out amazing bottles. Van Winkle Lot B, which is the 12-year. Thomas H. Handy, Stagg Jr., Weller 12. They had Michter's 10. I mean, amazing, like super rare bottles. And they're doing it again this week in Metairie at the Power Boulevard location of Rouse's. So if you're in Metairie, Rouse's on Power Boulevard tomorrow, Saturday, 10 to noon or until it's gone. They're breaking out a Van Winkle Lot B. They're breaking out a Handy, a Stagg Jr. It's going to be awesome. Get on by. And remember, look, if you're doing your grocery shopping, get on by Rouse's. If you can't get by Rouse's, curbside pickup and delivery options are available. Go to the website or download the Rouse's app. You'll figure it out. It's really easy. They make it super easy for you. You need dinner tonight? Hot grab-and-go items are available at Rouse's. Rouse's, this feels like home.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off new Ford F-150s. We have new 2021 F-150s on our lot now with $10,000 off MSRP. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Vizzy, the first hard seltzer with antioxidant vitamin C. It just hits different. Vizzy.
Baby boy the prince. Big time on cash my roll. Extreme entertainment. This is the way I live. Little boy still pushing big wheels. I stack my money, lay low and chill. Don't need to work hard, that's the way I feel. I feel like this is the way I live.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, keep them coming. Trying to figure out what to do here with Bill and Quinn, the fantasy football cheaters. Josh Craig said they have to lick white dog poop.
That's disgusting.
Jim Bob said Brazilian waxes. There's a lot of votes for kick them out of the league.
Yeah.
Kick them out of the league until they pay up. And honestly, I'm leaning there, and until you kick them out until they complete their punishment, and then if and when they're allowed back in, they still have a draft penalty. Jason Mobile said the rest of the league needs to hold a lottery, and the top two lottery winners get to pick a franchise player from their roster. I mean, that's one way to do it.
But then they're just going to finish last and not pay up on the bet again.
That's why I need something. I need both a draft penalty
and they got to do something.
And they have to do something. Like, you have to pay up to get back in. Mm-hmm. Like, so I'm leaning toward you're out of the league. You are out until you pay up. My fear, though, is they don't ever pay up and they just go join a new fantasy football league. Like, I want Bill and Quinn to go pay up their debt. Like, you've got to go do this thing.
Well, and you just figure out what league they're in, and you tell the people that they're not going to pay up if they finish last. I mean, there's ways you could get around that.
I suppose so. That, of course, all in advance here of this NFL season, which is rapidly approaching. Saints, day 3 of training camp. No Taysom Hill today. Dennis Allen, earlier today, after practice, did give an update on Taysom Hill and why he was not out there.
Nothing other than, look, he got hit in the ribs yesterday. He's going to be out for a little bit. But he was out with an injury today, and it's not anything to do with the foot.
I was thinking about this earlier today. And by the way, I'm totally okay with Taysom Hill not being there if he's got a rib injury. But there was a narrative around the Saints in 2014, 15, and 16 when they went back-to-back-to-back 7 and 9 seasons. Of course, they had a great season in 2011, which ended in just misery in San Francisco. You don't remember any of this.
I remember that.
2012 was Bounty Gate. 13, Sean Payton comes back. They make the playoffs. They beat Philly, then lose to Seattle in the divisional round. And then 2014, 14, 15, 16. They went back to back to back 7 and 9 seasons. Well, in those seasons, they spent 3 years at training camp at the Greenbrier in West Virginia. And there was sort of this narrative that, well, they're pampered. They're staying at this sort of palatial resort in the mountains. There's no humidity. There's spa. It's a spa and golf course and everything. And basically everybody just said they were pampered up at the Greenbrier. And if you think back to when Sean Payton first came to New Orleans in 2006, training camp was in Jackson, Mississippi at Millsaps. And it was awful. Like, you talk to guys who were on that original team, and they tell you, like, what feels like Junction Boys type stories about how awful that training camp was. And the heat, the humidity, guys puking, and just everything. But Sean Payton was building a winning culture around a team that had never had it. And that was part of it. And so I look at this, though, and it kind of, I mean, you got veterans taking days off. Taysom's ribs hurt, so he's taking a day off. Dennis Allen said Chauncey Gardner-Johnson left practice early because the heat got to him.
Yeah, a little too hot.
And I'm like, I couldn't help but think back to what the guys who went through that 06 training camp at the beginning of the Payton era would say if they saw this, heard this. And incidentally, guys like Scott Shanley and Marcus Colston were there at practice. Jari Evans is kind of through an NFL coaching training clinic. But honestly, I don't care. I think this is kind of what the NFL is evolving into. And I am not a, hey, put flags on them, why don't you wear a dress? Like, I'm not that guy. I think there has to be an evolution in life. The Junction Boys would, like Bear Bryant put those guys through at A&M, like, that's dangerous. Like, heat stroke is not funny. I think you have to be mindful. But what's more even, I would say, is when you have so much invested in these players, like, I don't mean to say, like, human beings are assets, but in the context of a business, you're investing significant money in these players, and you got to keep them healthy. Taysom Hill does you no good if he hurts his rib, continues in July, continues practicing, and then it's something that gets worse and lingers into the season, then he's not effective when you need him to be. Mm-hmm. I would rather you take a day, take 2 days, take a week. I don't care if you go through training camp. People freaked out about the thought of Michael Thomas starting the training camp on PUP list, and I said flatly, I don't care. I've seen Michael Thomas on these social media videos all summer long, running, full speed, stop and cut. Like, he's fine. If he needs a few more days, if you give him 6 more weeks, just tell him, hey, man, just be in shape when we see you the second week in September whenever you open up in Atlanta against the Falcons. Like, that's all I really need to see. So, I mean, I get it. It's the tough guy mentality in many respects is gone, or it is a dying breed. But I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't know necessarily that the Greenbrier thing is why the Saints went back to back 7 and 9 seasons. I think what happened largely is you lost a lot of the winning culture, but it wasn't necessarily just because of the Greenbrier. That might have been a symptom of the bigger problem. And it's why after that, they uprooted a lot of those guys. They shipped out Jimmy Graham and Kenny Stills and a lot of guys who they felt weren't team guys. Junior Gillette, even guys they paid. And they went and reinvested in the draft and guys that wanted to be here and wanted to win, and they rebuilt the culture, and they had an amazing run over the last half decade. It ended in a lot of playoff disappointment, unfortunately, but they won a ton of games, and we're close a couple of times. It's hard to win in the NFL. So I think that's more important than like running guys through a meat grinder in July. If Taysom Hill needs a day to get his ribs right, give him a day. If Marcus Davenport's shoulder still isn't 100%, okay, I'd rather him be as close to 100% September the 11th in Atlanta than July the 29th in Metairie.
I think nobody knows the extent of that injury or why he's sitting out or whatever it may be. But when you talk about culture and building a winning culture and a clubhouse culture, I mean, it starts with the players. Period. End of discussion. Not how hard it is to get from point A to point B. Like, those guys have to either want to win and do what it takes to win and be prepared for the season or not. Also, I think if you look like from a veteran standpoint, the guys know how to win. Have they done it before and have they seen it before? And I'm with you. Now, Taysom Hill does seem to feel like he's broke quite a bit.
Okay, so
he plays hard and gets hit all the time. But,
yeah, I'm not going to call him soft. In college, he was injured every year at BYU.
I'm saying he's soft.
And he's largely stayed healthy during his NFL career. He had the foot injury last year, and God bless him, tried to play through it as best he could. But he's also pushing 30 years old now.
Right.
But I'm not going to.
Not soft, just broken.
I mean,
it just gets hurt.
It's like, no, I mean, I would even say, because he's been more durable in his NFL career than, say, Quan Alexander. Quan's a guy who's been injured every year in the NFL.
He's been broken.
He has been. Taysom has not been. Last year was the challenge.
And some guys get hurt and some guys don't. I mean, that's just the way it is. And don't ask me why, but it just happens that way. Look, I'm like you. I'm fine with it as long as whenever the bell rings, they're ready to go.
Look at Ndamukong Suh. Has never missed a game in his career due to injury. Playing a physical position, the way he plays.
Some guys get hurt.
Interior defensive line, he's never missed a game due to injury. He's only missed a game due to suspension. It's great. Cam Jordan, he's only missed a game due to COVID. Been in the league for a decade. He's only missed time. Last year, his streak got broken because of COVID. Speaking of guys, Mark Ingram, second oldest running back in the league, but he did say, he's talking about aspirations. Mark Ingram talked about this team and the aspirations, and he didn't mince words. Like, the aspirations are Super Bowl.
We got Super Bowl aspirations, man. We got championship aspirations and nothing less, So people say what they want, but we here working, we here grinding, we're meshing as a team. We work hard with each other, we take care of each other, we need each other, and that's all we need is each other. So we believe in one another, and we just stacking these days. We stacking the reps, taking advantage of every reps. We don't have to do this, we get to do this, So we don't take the opportunity for granted to be out here getting better and improving with each other. So just thankful to be a part of the team, thankful to be able to feel healthy, be able to contribute to the team, and man, we're looking to do big things, but we got a lot of work to do still.
Mark Ingram's wearing number 5. What do you think about that?
I like that number.
Do you?
It's a good number. Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to set the record for most different numbers worn by one player on the same team.
Yeah, why does one do that, though?
Well, okay, so when he got drafted, he was wearing 28. And then he went back to 22, which was his college number. And then, of course, he left in free agency, came back. Neither of those numbers were available. So he wore 14, which he said was the best of the worst of what was available, essentially. And so now Andy Dalton's here, had 5. Well, Dalton has worn 14 his whole career, so they basically switched. Now Dalton's back in 14 and Ingram's in 5. So this is his 4th jersey number with the same team. Yeah. Like, that's got to be a record.
It has, with the same team. I mean, look, I changed numbers quite a bit, but it was always on
different teams. Yeah.
Now, I changed my number 3 times with the Cubs. 4 times with the Cubs.
55 was your first one?
55, 7, 3, then 2.
Everybody remembers you as 2.
Yep.
Like, that's all your Cub shirts and jerseys and everything.
Yep.
It's all 2. You had 2 the longest?
Mm-hmm. I went 4 times with 1 time. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I was never going to stay in 55. Nobody wanted 55. I had to get out of that. But
Hideki Matsui?
Urlacher.
Okay, one's a football player.
Or was he 54?
I think Urlacher was 54.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was 54. Yeah. All right. It's after further review. If you could bet on things like jersey numbers, you could do it at DraftKings. Hey, but the more important thing about DraftKings, this weekend, who you got? Pena or Nunez?
Probably Nunez.
Really? Why do you think that?
Just more prepared. Taking this one serious. Yeah.
Yep.
Means more.
Yeah.
To him. And
her.
She's. Is it a girl? It's a female. I don't know. It just means more to her. What are we talking about? UFC?
That could not have gone any better.
You knew I had no clue what we were talking about, too.
That means more to him. Is a girl? But even if you know nothing about the UFC, like my friend here, if you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, and bet $5 on that fight or any fight on the UFC 277 card, they'll give you $100 in free bets. How about that?
I like that.
So you don't even need to know
who it is.
If it's in the women's or the men's division, just bet a fight. $5 will give you $100 in free bets at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. UFC 277 is tomorrow. It's Saturday. Again, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. New customers use the promo code Baton Rouge. Bet just $5, and they'll give you $100 in free bets no matter win or lose any fight. They'll give you $100 in free bets at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions. Licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-7-STOP. I am totally clipping that and putting that on like every social media channel everywhere. That's so good. I'm going to tag Juliana Pena in it too. So Amanda Nunes, I would say Nunez, but Amanda Nunes is like the greatest female mixed martial artist ever. And her last fight against Juliana Pena, she lost. So it was a massive upset. And now this is the rematch. But the thing about Pena is she's a stud, man. Like, she just had years ago an awful knee injury, which took her years to rehab, like totally tore her knee apart, and then had a baby. And so her career was very much put on hold and derailed because of the injury and then becoming a mom. But she got back into it, got her title shot, and just shocked everybody. She beat Amanda Nunes. So now this is the rematch. So, I'm curious because every fighter, ultimately, their day comes. I mean, even the greatest fighter ever, Anderson Silva, ran up against Chris Weidman. Nobody was expecting it. Weidman dropped him. Anderson was a little careless. His hands were low. Weidman dropped him.
Yeah, put him to sleep.
They're like, well, it's a fluke. Mm-hmm. So the rematch came, and Weidman leg checked Anderson Silva, and Silva's leg wrapped around Chris Weidman. I mean, it like broke his leg. It was heinous, and his career was just done at that point. He kept fighting, but he kept losing. He was done. So, it happens, and it usually happens abruptly in this sport. So I'm not telling you that Amanda Nunes is done, but I will not be surprised if Juliana Pena beats her again tomorrow. It's going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
UFC 277. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. All right, it's after further review, y'all. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. We have to decide the punishment. So keep getting the punishments in. If you're just joining us, knocking off work, a listener asked me to be an independent arbiter. Bill and Quinn, a couple of guys who lost the fantasy football league and have not get paid up on their punishments. They asked us what should be the extensive punishment for these guys who haven't paid up. We'll have a ruling by the end of the show. You can get your opinion in here throughout the rest of the show. Let me knock out a break. When we come back, talk a little LSU foosball. Great honor for a LSU football transfer. And Tigers get another commitment for the class of 2023. We'll talk about it next on AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every home, listed by every company, all in one place. You know where to find them. Agent225.com. That's agent225.com. Remember, working with Darren James obligates you to nothing. If at any point you're not thrilled with the work that Darren and his team are doing, no worries at all. He'll let you out of the contract free and clear, no questions asked. But you won't. I mean, there's a reason Darren's on the Wall Street Journal's list of the top 1% of realtors in America. And if you're worried about or wondering about this market right now, don't. As a matter of fact, Odette Akushi, who's the deputy chief economist at First American, said this is not the same market of 2008. This market is just fundamentally different in so many ways. That's a direct quote. So it is still a great time to buy or sell if you're in the market right now, and Darren James can help. Buying, selling, commercial or residential. Think real estate. Think Darren James. 335-7666 or agent225.com.
Think real estate. Think Darren James.
There it is. The extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology? You want to go to the place that has not one, but two NMEA-certified techs. Family-owned and operated by the Sherman family for 30 years, front-to-back is the answer in Baton Rouge for all of your custom boat needs. So head to fronttobackboatservice.com or find them on Facebook, Front to Back Boat Service.
My own people call me an Uncle Tom. I play music. Been wined and dined by royalty. Trying to bring people together. All people. But regardless of all that kind of stuff, I'm still Louis Armstrong.
Here's the man you're waiting for, the king of jazz, Louis Satchmo Armstrong.
I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T, do you know what that mean, man? I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T, do you know what that mean? She got her own house.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, we're going to do Ask Ryan coming up in less than 10 minutes. So get your questions in. You can email us, tweet us, jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, or text me in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400. ESPN.com took a stab at ranking the 50 greatest defenses in college football history. I really don't care about a list like this in the sense of there's no way really to judge across eras, right? But just to be considered on this list is pretty amazing.
That's right.
There's 130 FBS schools playing in a given year. College football has been going since the late 1800s, or I think 1860s, whatever. But anyway, the point being, it's pretty incredible if you're on this list, period. Number 50 is actually the 2003 LSU National Championship defense. My first instinct was to recoil and go bro, they allowed 11 points a game. They were freakishly good. Chad Lavallee, Corey Webster, Marcus Spears, Marquise Hill. I mean, they were just stunningly awesome in every way and the best offenses. Look, people forget that Oklahoma team they beat for the national championship. People were comparing that Oklahoma team to the best offense ever. That team hung 70 on A&M when they were still the wrecking crew. And LSU just throttled them in that game in the Superdome. So, but then again, it's what do we really know? They got 1927 Michigan at number 46 on the list. I mean, and look, and the next is 1938 Duke at number 45.
They didn't wear face masks.
That's my point. What do you actually
had leather
know
helmets
about any
on.
of these teams? You don't know anything about them. So
How
just
did they rank that? That's the dumbest thing in the world.
I know. So just to be on the list is pretty cool, though. And there is a lot of LSU on this. But I'll tell you my biggest takeaway.
Who's number one?
Well, okay, I'll do that, and then I'll come back to my biggest takeaway.
Yeah,
okay, so number one on the list, and they did this a couple times. They piggyback teams. So they put the 2016 Alabama team number 2, 2017 Alabama number 1. I think there's obviously recency bias there, but that's what they did. But then they did the same thing for 3 and 4, and LSU fans were like this. They had 1959 LSU and 1959 Ole Miss.
How do you know?
Back to back. Well, those teams are incredible. It was a defensive season, but both LSU and Ole Miss only allowed 3 touchdowns all year. Billy Cannon's run was one of 3 touchdowns Ole Miss allowed all season. I mean, it was just it's a different era of football, obviously, but that's a major kudos to that LSU team. The 2011 LSU team is 8. 2011 Bama, they had 7. You probably would have flipped those had LSU won the national championship game that year, but both those defenses were obviously incredible. The 9-6 game was when would you ever see defensive football be such great theater again in this era? Probably never again. But I'll tell you, I told you I had a big takeaway, and I did have one. By the way, 1962 LSU, they had number 21 on this list, allowed 3 points a game. How did 1962 LSU not win more than they did? They were 9-1-1. I don't know.
They only allowed 3 points a game.
Yeah, and they lost a game and tied a game, so they were 9-1-1. Anyway, but I told you I had a big takeaway. You ready for it?
Yeah.
There's one other LSU defense on this list. Want to take a guess?
2019.
Nope.
2020.
Nope.
I don't know.
It would definitely not be 20.
Yeah.
2020 was atrocious.
The worst.
2016. The 2016 LSU Tigers. And that was the season when Ed Ogeron took over for a fired Les Miles. One of the greatest defenses, as judged by this list, one of the 50 greatest defenses in the history of college football.
And they fired their coach.
Yep. There's a narrative that Ed Ogeron took over an awful situation. No, he didn't. It's stunning in 2 parts. Number one, that Les couldn't win with that squad. Because 2016 LSU, I'll tell you the 2 teams, in my opinion, that didn't win the national title that should have. Recently, I'm not going back to 1962. I didn't see a team play. 2006, the team with 4 first-round picks, Jamarcus, Bo, Davis, LaRon, Dorsey. Like, that team, 06, should have won the national title. 2016 should have won it as well. You had one of the greatest defenses ever. Consider this. Tre'Davious White, Dante Jackson, Jamal Adams, Arden Key when Arden Key was still a freaking stud. Guys like Christian Lockature, Devon Gottschall, who's just got broke off in the NFL.
Sure
by the way. Kendall Beckwith was an All-American linebacker. Debo Jones, Duke Riley, and NFL galore all over that defense. And then on offense, your running backs were Leonard Fournette, Darius Geist, Darrell Williams. Your receivers were Malachi Dupree, DJ Chark, NFL guy, Russell Gage, NFL guy. Your tight end was Foster Moreau, NFL. On the offensive line, Ethan Posick, NFL starter. Will Clapp, still in the NFL. It's amazing that team was 8-4. And stunning that Les stumbled out the gate with that team. They lost, obviously, to Wisconsin at Lambeau and then lost at Auburn and got fired. And stunning that Ed lost 2 more games the rest of the way. They got shut out by Alabama and then lost the game at Florida when they threw up on themselves. At home against Florida when they threw up on themselves. The idea that Ed Ogeron inherited an awful situation is just so flawed, and it just reminded me of that today.
That team was loaded.
They were loaded. That team should have won the. And listen, you can laugh at this now, but you had Brandon Harris at quarterback. Brandon Harris was a junior at that point, and he was supposed to take the next step, and ultimately they benched him and went with Etling. But either way, that team was stupid loaded.
Where is the Miami defenses from back in the day? Are they not?
Which, like the 01 Miami team?
When they just destroyed people. Yeah. Those teams.
91 Miami, they have it 11 on the list.
Some of those defenses were tough.
It's just so hard. Like, number 24 on the list is 1953 Maryland. I mean, what do you? That's my point. Like, what do you really know about these teams anyway? Harvard from 1892 is on the list.
Good players.
No,
No, but they had
come on, man. Like, that's my point. So it's hard, but you're just putting context around it. That however the list goes, or wherever you put them on the list, you're talking about defenses that were truly elite with the amount of talent, the stats they put up. It's stunning that LSU in 2016 was 8-4. Is my point. All right, it's after further review. We're brought to you by GMFS Mortgage. We're going to wrap up the show with Ask Ryan. So get your questions in. We'll do Ask Ryan, and we will hand out our final punishment for our friends. Excuse me, not our friends.
No.
Bill and Quinn are not our friends. They're chumps.
I can't stand those guys.
You know who I do like? GMFS. GMFS Mortgage, GMFSmortgage.com. Home buyer, refi, construction loans. They do it all at GMFS Mortgage. Cash out refinance. Great opportunity right now. You want to do that home improvement project around the house? Use your home's equity to do that. GMFS Mortgage can help. They are local, Louisiana's largest local lender, with offices all over the state. So no matter what corner of Louisiana you're in, there's a GMFS Mortgage local loan officer near you. GMFSmortgage.com, GMFSmortgage.com for GMFS Mortgage, changing lives. Okay, been a really good show, Mr. The Riot. Even though you pissed off every travel ball parent in the state, you made no sense whatsoever about helmets and protective gear in football, and you gave us absolutely no opinion whatsoever on LSU baseball's talent for next year.
Yeah, I did.
So it sounds like it's been a pretty par for the course type week here on the Riot Radio Hours.
Good job, Ryan.
Yeah. Way big bad Rye guy. Okay, we'll wrap up with Ask Ryan. So you can ask questions to Ryan that he won't answer. That's next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about Clegg's Nursery. Oh, did you go? Did y'all go? You told me you were going to go pick out some dippledinas.
We got some. Well, we've been working in the garden.
No,
we didn't get dippledinas, but we got. What are the ones that grow?
I don't know.
I'm gonna think about it. Hold on.
Well, whatever it is, and if you don't know what it is, go to Clegg's because they'll.
Bougainvilleas.
Is that what you
That's
got?
what we got a lot of them. A lot of them.
Spell it.
Yeah, B-O something. B-O-G.
Got them.
That's what we got. And we're putting them on one side of the pool. Really nice.
That's beautiful.
Clegg's.
Clegg's Nursery.
They have the little baby ones. Then they got the big ones, too.
4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Remember, Clegg's is also partnered with True Value Hardware Store. So anything you'd find at a True Value Hardware Store, you can also find.
At Clegg's, you can pick up a hoe if you want to. They have them.
They do have garden hose, yes.
They got hose at Clegg's.
And hoses
Go pick you up.
at Clegg's Nursery.
You can go pick up a hoe.
Clegg's, buy local,
Got
shop
'em on sale.
local. Tell them Matt sent you to Clegg's Nursery.
For over 53 years, customers have been heading to Happy Town for the Corval Toyota experience. Why? Because they choose to get an outstanding price and amazing customer service. Want the same and get treated like family? Then Corval Toyota in Opelousas is the dealership for you. Corval vehicles have been cruising around Acadiana for 5 decades. Corval Toyota is here to stay, and we want to keep you rolling. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off new Ford F-150s. We have new 2021 F-150s on our lot now with $10,000 off MSRP. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder Her doctor connected her to an Ochsner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Ochsner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there.
Louisiana, murder on the beat. Something for y'all to cut up to, you know? Yeah. Everybody get your
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Okay. You know how some judges are very strict. They're very stringent. They're known for being heavy-handed with their punishments. That's me. Are we going to get to Ask Ryan? Get your questions in. You can email us, Matt, at 1045ESPN.com. Tweet me at Matt Moscona. You can jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel, or you can text your question to 225 at 396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. All right, we're going to get to your questions in a second. We're going to rule here. I will rule. If you were not here at the start of the hour, a gentleman by the name of Jeff Arbor emailed me. Fantasy Football League. They got guys who've lost the league that haven't paid up. It's been a conundrum over several years. They're trying to figure out how to make everything whole. Yeah. Their bylaws call for an independent third-party arbiter to make a ruling. He asked me to do it. Here's what I've come up with. Bill and Quinn are both suspended until these stipulations are met. They cannot participate.
What stipulations?
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Both must complete the Waffle House Challenge twice. Bill, because he's missed 2 years now. He lost in 2019, so 2 seasons have come and gone.
And he didn't do the punishment.
Bill's got to do it twice. Mm-hmm. Quinn has lost twice, so he has to do it twice. Both have to do it twice. They are suspended until they complete the Waffle House Challenge twice. Mm-hmm. And each forfeits a first-round pick in this draft.
Done.
Or in the first draft when they are allowed back in after their suspension is lifted. But they cannot participate. They are suspended from the league until they complete the challenge. And if they decide they're just going to leave and go into another, I'll tell you something else I would like to do, and Paul brought this up. Bill should forfeit his winnings because Bill won the league the year after he lost it, and I'm sure he got his payout. He should have to forfeit those winnings, but I don't know if that happened, so I can't say that definitively because that wasn't stated in there, but that's my ruling. What do you think?
You're tough. That's a tough punishment.
Like, if you don't want to suffer the consequences, don't make bets. Yeah. Don't join the league. CJ Fontenot, Matt, do you know the home team will be for LSU Florida State? I don't, CJ. Not yet. Sorry. Eric Gautreau, ask Ryan, Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Bone or Juvenile?
Juvenile.
Look at Burke Harriman. So stop talking about Dippledinas. Whatever. Ask Ryan. Elmer T. Lee or E.H. Taylor? Mark Dubé.
What did you say?
Elmer T. Lee or E.H. Taylor. They're whiskeys. Named after people. Both are fantastic. You really can't go wrong.
Which one? I don't know.
You really can't go wrong.
Yeah. You can't go wrong.
It depends which E.H. Taylor. Since it's not stated which E.H. Taylor, I'll go Elmer T. Lee. But if it's E.H. Taylor 4-grain or the uncut.
Oh. So good.
It is so good. Kevin Schooner. Fantasy cheaters have to mail their wives divorce papers. That's pretty good.
Jeez. You like that.
Oh, man, that's just funny. Can you imagine? Oh, man. Yeah, see, I'm getting to a lot of the comments that are basically just the recommendations for Bill and Quinn. Bill and Quinn have to get nicknames for their newest kids determined by the guys in the league if they don't pay up. What would you nickname your kid? What would you nickname his kid? These people are locked in a room for 12 hours forced to listen to Nickelback and Creed. A lot of people got some pretty savage stuff.
That's tough.
One season ban.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to do it for us. Alondra, thanks for filling in for Muso. Muso's back on Monday from the 420 cruise. Paulie, thank you, as always, as well. Mr. The Riot, it's our pleasure. All right, we're getting on out of here. Have a great weekend, y'all. Happy birthday to E-Rock tomorrow.
Yeah.
See y'all Monday at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, we remind you about the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, online at theantiagingclinics.com. Theantiagingclinics.com. Great specials always. The August specials, as the calendar is just about to roll over, are coming. There are going to be great deals for teachers for some back-to-school specials like big discounts on filler and wrinkle relaxant. That's all coming up next month at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. I was over there today. Look, if you want to look or feel your best, like your younger self, they can help. Maybe it's hormone replacement therapy. A simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate. Maybe you want to learn, maybe you got those red or brown spots, skin spots. Pico Way, the most advanced laser on the market. They have it at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. It's great for all skin types. They can help. Laser hair removal. You want to look and feel your best. They can help at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge. Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette and online at theantiagingclinics.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.